what we're going to do now is pick the
I got this.
path, the path of the three faces. So we have the Seeker's path, the Beasts of the Slayer, the Survivor's Stand. These three aspects of Toamawai, which is the Deadfire Huana version of Galawain, the hunter god, or like a version, an aspect of him. And so we've done all these other fights now. Obviously done a few of these off stream, and got some great rewards. The ones where you have to get the artifacts out in the wider world, as opposed to the ones from the island, give you some really, really nice bits of unique kit. But we've got to do the contest of the Seeker, the Slayer, or the Survivor. So that is where we're at. I've got my one I've got in mind already, and I'll explain why I picked it just a second. So the Seeker's path. Now I have been weighing this up. So the Seeker, in terms of how they're presented, the Speaker is the aspect of the spider, stealthy, patient, hunting, and I was originally favouring this because, the reason why is I took it beyond the aspect of combat and the Crucible. The idea of seeking lines up with my character quite well. This seeker of knowledge. When I do my dialogue choices and I'm explaining my thought pattern, and from the point of view of playing the character consistently, playing Krayven, the monk, consistently, insight is one of his best secondary stats, and what to do. And I thought about that, so I was favouring that for a little while. I also considered the Survivor, because everything he's been through is almost, if it wasn't for the fact you know, the player character has to survive, a truly shocking degree of survival and success despite taking on all these impossible challenges. I mean, our parties are living legends many times over, and the idea of being a survivor, no matter what's thrown at you, you get back up again. I get knocked down, but I get up again, etc. Suited to Survivor. Also, class-wise, the monk class in Pillars 2 is very much about conditioning their body. They fuel themselves through wounds. They actually have two pools of resources for their abilities, mortification and wounds is replenishing for each bit of damage they get. So this kind of Survivor, they get stronger, they power through it. It's completely in line with the whole monk class ethos. But in the end, I've actually chosen to go with the Beasts of the Slayer, the Slayer path, because these pool of memories and these challenges are specific to combat. They're specific to this Crucible. I was putting these other aspects of personality and wider world and wider class into them, and why they might favour, and those are strong enough arguments. But I thought, how do we tend to fight? How do we tend to do? I'm not really much of a stealthy person at all. I don't tend to favour rogues and clever traps and hunter classes and or ranger classes and all that. The Survivor's definitely a thing we go for. That had a good innings, a good bit of potential, with a lot of tanking for Adair as the fighter, but I tend to go damage. I tend to go offense. The monk is the highest damage output class in the game, and I tend to just have one dedicated healer class and everyone else sort of putting things out, and the fighter just holds everyone in place till they're ready. So I was looking at the Slayer, because at the end of the day, the one thing we're guaranteed to do, no matter what our approach is to fights, the end results of them, is slaying things. There are a couple of secondary aspects as well. The Stelgar's the coolest. The aspect of the Seeker is a spider. Okay, cool, but a bit creepy. The aspect of the Survivor is the boar. Like, really? This giant piggy is a survivor? When I think pigs, I think slaughter and spit roasts, and I don't think... if you gave me like a cockroach or something, or an ant, I'd think survivor, or some other tough, like really leathery hiding animal. I don't know. The boar just doesn't seem to be a natural fit for a survivor. And a Stelgar is just cool. This... Oh, you wanted a saber-toothed cat? Here's a sort of saber-toothed super lion. Awesome. It's just a cool animal. And lastly, my reason why is the contests relate to each team. So the contest of the Seeker, you've noticed that when we finish certain fights, like rival packs, rival teams that have been in this ongoing DOC narrative, have come and basically given a shit, tried to get in our head, try to talk, you know, just have back and forth and lots of puffing chests and everything. And I looked at which team related to each path, and I've made a choice based on that. Yo, Superclass, Councillor Superclass, good evening, welcome. I hope you're doing good on the water. All good your end. Only 2 full work days left until you get to go home. That's awesome. That is awesome. Ziada, never been boar hunting, have you? Not directly, no, but I know that boars are tough. They're survivor. They do actually have leathery hides and everything. And good evening, by the way, Ziada. But even still, the visual aspect, the kind of thought, boar hunting usually ends with a dead boar. They are tough, but they're not survivors in my mind, if that makes sense. There's a lot of animals. I mean, really, if you're going to go for ultimate survivor, do the tardigrade, the little water bear. But I guess in sort of fictional beasties, even in sort of fantasy beasts, I would see like a bear or something, like a survivor. A boar, I don't know, it just doesn't work for me. But I get from the point of view of hunting, they are dangerous creatures to bring down back in the day. And Citizen Gearbox, lurking, thank you so much for the lurk, mate. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think I find that the Stelgar represents what I see as the Slayer better than I find the Spider represents the Seeker, or the Boar represents the Survivor. I mean, I could almost imagine like a bird of prey being more the Seeker, the patient hunter. The Spider's definitely got that going on. And likewise with the Survivor. I can think of other animals that are kind of Survivor-esque, really. They're a bit cooler as well. Boars, wild hogs aren't classified as survivor animals. They're classified as a biblical plague. Hey, Teepers, how you doing? Emin Lotus, sup nerd? Hello. Hope you're doing well today. Just wondering if you play a lot of these. If you play a lot of these isometrical style RPGs, I have a question. I play a lot of this one, Emin. Good evening and welcome to the channel. Welcome to the show. Thank you for any lurking you've done in the past or have been doing already this evening. I've been doing a blind playthrough of Pillars 1 and then Pillars 2 for hundreds of hours. I'm trying to do 100% of them, but also do it blind. So it's a bit tricky to do the 2 of those. I would say I play a lot of them, but they're so huge that I only at the moment play this one. I play them in order. I do like these kinds of games though. I do like these kinds of games. I do like the sort of isometric RPGs. So yeah, by all means, ask your question. Of course, if it's a question related that might give something about an ending, it's a blind playthrough. So if your question can make sure it doesn't accidentally contain any potential spoilers or anything like that, that'd be awesome. And Teepers, I do hope you're doing well. I do hope you're doing well. So yeah, that is so we've got the sorry, I was talking about the teams represented to the Seeker's Path. So the Contest of the Seeker, the Quiet Five, that's a group of Ciphers. They're going to be a pain. They don't talk. They talk psychically. They talk telekinetically, telepathically to your party, and that's going to be lots of mind control and lots of weird debuffs. And that's going to be a pain in the ass. A little bit Reed, massively hungover, but otherwise okay. Oh goodness, is that because of yesterday? Teepers, are you stateside? Are you one of our colonial chums? And the Contest of the Survivor was the Band of the Bear. Now, originally, the guy who was the leader, that's a lot of hunters. They're druids and hunters and so on, and they've got like pet bears and big animals. All 3 parties, the rival parties I've come across, have been kind of dicks. But the last time I encountered these guys, which I did a little bit off stream, the leader of them was actually pretty reasonable. He turned and was quite honourable and was genuinely the first nice conversation I've had with one of these groups so far, as opposed to all of them being either like I've taken the wind out of their sails or they've just been complete buttholes. Okay, I got you Teepers. But yeah, my question real quick is, this is a question about Pillars of Eternity from Emin Lotus. Is Pillars a series that allows you any sort of evil playthrough style? Yes. Or at least morally great? Definitely. And after we get that lovely shock and disgustion from all the plebeians around you due to forging your own path? Yes, yes, and yes. It's not something where you get the option of being bad and then you get punished. I mean, I haven't done multiple playthroughs, but it actually prides itself. It even says you can pick your own path. The first game, always being good and always being nice isn't actually beneficial. If you always take the benevolent or the good choice, it'll go well, but you can genuinely do better overall better from your how you're perceived to the rewards you get by being pay up, or being intimidating. You can play things as a real jackass. The dialogue options are pretty damn rich. You can be mean, you can be aggressive, you can be quite callous and cruel. At the end of the day, you've got the path of you have to defeat the big bad, and be sort of, you are a hero, but you don't have to be nice. Some options are always going to be 3 types of good outcome and pleasant, but you can piss people off, you can upset them. Pillars 2 even more so. You actually have in fact, it's a great question. I'll just gonna come out and bring up the character menu for you. If you don't want to see this, spoiler warning, but this is just to sort of explain your question a bit more fully. You have these reputations tabs. This is of your main character, so the main character is an extra big one. These are the various sort of your dispositions based on your choices. So stoic, shady, like rational. My character's very rational. My character's very passionate. He's pretty honest. He's extremely diplomatic. He's not at all cruel. I haven't played him that way. He's very clever. He's very benevolent. He's not overly aggressive, but a little bit. It's nuanced. You've got all these reps you can have with factions between good and bad. So these are the major factions. These are the minor factions. And then you have these reps with your party members, depending on how well. And you see all these little things on that column based on the choices in dialogue I've made that are particularly good, very good, or bad. And party members have reps with one another. To be fair, there's not so many showing up here because I've got fewer. I'm running my B team. I'm not running my primary characters because they're all max level, so I'll be wasting the experience on them. But you can have party members end up hating one another, that they go, it's her or me, it's him or me. Like, I can't tolerate this person, do something about it. You have that going on. You can make certain choices where your party members will go, no, I can't hang around with you anymore if you do this. This is completely unreasonable. You can have something perfectly good going ahead, and then you're like, you know what? There's a great quest in the capital city early on where you've got to mediate discussions between 2 families, and you can either get a brilliant diplomatic outcome where it all works in everyone's favor, or you can just insult them. You can go, well, you're all stupid, well, I heard this, and like tell lies and stuff, and end up turning them all against you and have to like murder the whole room. So no worries. To be honest, this is kind of how I talk. I'm not overly concise, but it's a really worthwhile question. You asked a very decent question, and you obviously want to have a go at the game. You clearly like these kinds of games, so I wanted to give you a proper breakdown, as I totally appreciate that you can have great writing and really well-made RPGs and give you the free choices, but then they punish you for taking one particular path in a way that's unbalanced or worse than taking another path, which is understandable. It pisses some people off. Looking at all the Steam sales, was told to try Tyranny for that kind of D&D style Wild West moral choice. Looking into it's a bit more on rails than you'd imagine. Tyranny was also made by Obsidian. I mean, obviously you'll know Obsidian wrote New Vegas. They did Pillars 1 and Pillars 2. They did Tyranny. They've done some great games. I think they've become the de facto best RPG characters. Going for a run, hopefully be back. Thanks, Councillor Superclass. Catch you a little bit later. So yeah, you obviously cared about it and wanted to consider it. So I wanted to give you a proper answer. One other thing, Emin, if you're looking at Pillars 1 or Pillars 2, Pillars 2 definitely has richer choices, and it has these byproducts. I think you can lose party members in Pillars 1 as well. I can't remember. However, if you want to do the whole story, if you play Pillars 1, at the very end of it, this isn't too much of a spoiler, this is something you'll really want to know. If you save before the final choice, there's this final spot, like literally between the last big baddie and one more choice you make, and that's a special spot called a game complete. If you save your game there, it will save with a special file extension called .complete. You can use that completed game save, and when you're creating a character in Pillars 2, all the choice, it will load that character in. But what that means is that in dialogue and stuff in Pillars 2, if you loaded a pre-made save, you'll get these additional references back to Pillars 1. Characters that you met before will show up again, and if you talk to them, there'll be these little icons with the Pillars 1 icon that will mention all this stuff. So that's really worth having. Lord Darken's good evening, and Obsidian, oh yes, Craigasms, and yes, I do have my own Craigasm because with a username like mine I had to have a real Craigasm. Honestly, as cheesy as it sounds, my inspiration for the constant craving of Wild West good to evil choices, Neverwinter Nights 2, yours and many others. I love the evil playthrough of that because it wasn't like, wahaha, I am evil. It was like, I don't ascribe to your morality, fuck you, which is always much more interesting. And Resident Cute Nightmare Girl sneaks in and hug tackles everyone from behind. Thump, turns around, hugs you back. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Sorry, I'm a bit late. Was moving a bookshelf. Hey, no worries, mate. Now I've got to put my stuff on it. Darkens, you do your thing. A Darkens is never early or late. He arrives exactly when he intends to. And a very happy Independence Day weekend to you. Okay, so
watch and learn.
Back to the pool. Back to the pool. I am going to pick the path of the Slayer, and the final reason was the team. Some of you who've been following this week by week, it's the Dragonstalkers clan. The Dragonstalkers claim to be the last remaining members of the long-defunct Order of Scorched Steel, a fraternity of self-proclaimed dragon hunters. In imitation of their fate, and then there's a bunch of stuff about what's dangerous. Basically, in imitation of their favourite prey, the beckoner that leads the Dragonstalkers can call down flames upon their foes. Moreover, the savage... Emma Lotus, thank you so much for the follow. Residency to Cravenstown is granted. Lodgings are being prepared. We work a 37-hour day. You'll get used to it or you'll have a psychotic episode. I promise we won't judge. And thanks for waving that welcome, folks, for Emma Lotus, the newest member of our little community. And Mr. Immortal does a ninja flip. Oh my goodness. Furthermore, the savage weaponry they use to hunt drakes and dragons can slice kith flesh as easily as reptile scales. Now, these folks, you might remember that they're the actual reigning champions. So you've got these 3 rival teams, or packs, and our pack. But the Dragonstalkers are the current champions of the Crucible. Obviously, A, got to take on the champions to actually win. B, I've already explained my rationale behind the 3 different aspects and why I think the Beasts of the Slayer lines up so well to what the Slayer actually is in the context of just combat rather than the wider world, class considerations, etc, etc. But we had this great bit of dialogue, part of the thing referencing what Eamon said. Oh, well, what I was saying to Eamon about loading your save. They said, we've slain 3 dragons, and my character went, oh, 3 dragons, that's cute. He's like, why? How many have you slain? And all the dragons that I'd beaten in the first game were listed with the Pillars 1 dialogue option. So I said, this one, those ones, this one, and it ended up that I had like taken out so many. Like, he's like, fine, you've slayed 3 dragons as well, we're very impressed. And then I kept going, and he's like, that's amazing. And they're really awkward. They like completely lose their cool, and they're like really nervous after the fact. So obviously the fact that we totally humbled them and put them in the place by the fact we've slain way more dragons than these dudes, and they are the current champions, it's got to be that. So almost on the dot for 8 o'clock, Contest of the Slayer. We're going to take on the Dragonstalkers. Bring it on. Oh no, fox ears, my weakness. It was hilarious, like, and it even included a couple of the Pillars 1 DLC bits.
Unacceptable!
Jesus!
Sorry, gonna have to leave, but have a good rest of stream. And also, who am I?
Claim the title of the Slayers chosen to assert their strength.
Your Toma Nazaki, I'm actually making sure to check so I don't accidentally attribute it to Darkens this time. Toma, no problem. You need to head off and do your thing. Get a good night's rest. Have a good rest of your evening or day, whatever you're up to. And thank you so much for dropping 75 pride biddies. I still say that counting dragon heads is a completely pointless practice. Never, 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 never. So sorry, due to the delay, the alert went off right when the character was talking. So the slaying face, atop the bodies of the weak, our strongest warriors stand victorious. The time comes for all who would claim the title of the Slayers chosen to assert their strength.
The only contenders to survive our prior events are the Dragonstalker pack and the Watcher. Which is the stronger? Into Womawa's name, fight, maim, kill!
That seems like an MDK, murder, death, kill from Demolition Man. MDK, murder, death, kill. Murder, death, kill. All right, bring it on. Blood for the Blood God. Oh, we've got a Warhammer and Warhammer Fantasy fan. Awesome, Emin. Oh.
They chant for your demise.
Decabar Drake's Doom. Yeah, mate, I'm going to annihilate you. And why are you wearing a chamber pot for a helmet? He raises his closed fists, basking in the audience's adulation. I'm at this spot as well. Oh, nice one, Mr. Immortal. And hello, Duskin's Army. Hello, hello, hello. Why did the slaying face sound exactly like a Dawn of War 1 Chaos Warriors? I'd never even noticed that. Started with 40k. I've been playing 40k since 1997. I used to work part-time for Games Workshop. We have a few tabletop fans, including myself. I don't get much time to do the hobbying these days, but I'm reading tons of the lore. And no one hugs my foxes because it feels like you're hugging my head. I almost feel like I'm getting my head crushed. I promise we won't, cute.
Let's give the people what they want, lads.
He draws his weapon. Right, do we get to stealth before we walk forward? We usually do. Or is it going to start us in combat? Ah, it's not. Okay.
Shall we put their confidence to the test, Captain?
I think we should, Takehu, my water godlike druid friend. Okay, let's see what we're dealing with before we walk up here. We've got Decabar Drake's Doom. I think Shrew, Wolf Companion, Armanso the Light-Footed, and Wise Earlif. I think, oh, and we got another one down here. We've got Tanako the Tanager. I think this party, more than any others, is going to be a lot like ours. They're going to be multi-class. So the bear pack, they were all druids and rangers, or I think primarily druids. The Quiet Five are all ciphers. These folks, much like any good adventuring party, seem to be a range of different classes. They're probably going to be fairly tough. If you're not already aware, I'm doing this on veteran difficulty. There's 5 difficulty levels from easiest, easy, medium, hard, and very hard. And veteran's the equivalent of hard. There is Path of the Damned above this, but I'm not feeling brave enough on turn-based mode for that. My previous playthrough, if you didn't already know, was pause-based real-time. And yeah, by the way, for Emin, the Pillars and Pillars 2 are primarily real-time with pause games. This is an alternative turn-based mode. It's not too badly implemented, but it's not as good or as intuitive or fast as the Divinity Original Sin 2 version. If you're doing them for the first time, I would recommend doing real-time with pause. It's a bit slicker and more well-designed for that. Let's have a gander. Right, we will move slowly forward. How close until they can see us? Because what I want to do is get the chance to have my tanky guy running in. If I was with my primary party, I'll be mopping the floor with them. But I've got to be ever so slightly more cautious here. I didn't want to waste all the XP from a bit of DLC on a bunch of characters who are already level 20. So we've got a bunch of our backup folks here and myself. And it's paid off. They're getting tougher. Okay, we've got Drake's Doom. We better charge, and bam!
You were saying?
We're in. So this is we can actually jump across this little gap. Wise Airlift looks like he's some kind of caster. Let's see, defenses. Holy crap! Armanso the Light-Footed. He's clearly a ranger or ranger equivalent. Defenses. Defense 100, might 100. Will 102, dexterity 100. Their basic armor levels are low. Their actual stats are stupidly high. The Wise Earl's got really good will and quite dexterous, but 89, 85 on the might. Very strong against fire and ice. I mean, never got the chance to get to tabletop directly. Smaller community here. As a socially awkward child and couldn't build my Necron Destroyer Lord. I had a stupid chest head on plastic body. It just didn't work. I understand them, and I was dogged by a small community around mine. I couldn't really play very much. Like, I actually got a job, part-time job when I was at university at Games Workshop in Middlesbrough. And the new Necrons, though, there's loads going on with them. It's awesome. Decabar Drake's Doom. Pretty good armor, weak against crush and lightning. He's got hail and hardy, cleaving stance, rapid recovery. Okay, he seems to be a fighter equivalent. We got Shrew, also a fighter equivalent, or she's a fighter and barbarian, so a brute. She's got constant recovery and a warrior stance. And Tunako the Tanager, can't tell what he's got really yet, but he looks like either he's got a gun and a shield. Gun and a shield. Could be a paladin, could be or a barbarian, could be a hunter, could be a fighter, could be a cipher, any number of things. Anyhow, we've got our crew. I'm going to keep my ranger.
Let's go.
Actually, we'll de-stealth her and keep her moving. Who's got the lowest basic armor? Armor 10, weak against crush. Armor 8. She's got a pretty epic range. Weak against slash and water, basic armor 10. Weak against crush and lightning, basic armor 14. And Tanako the Tanager, armor 14, weak against pierce. With her bow, she's got pierce. I'm going to move her a bit further forward for the range. I think dealing with the mage is a good way to go. Basic armor 8, elemental protections, but he or she is going to cause all kinds of grief. So let's fill the mage full of arrows. Get a good idea of their health as well. So, marked for the hunt for the bonus and an accurate wounding shot. Alright, 24 damage, but they've got a fair amount of health, but not a great lot. How about that knock-on effect? Okay, our Manso, the light-footed's pretty weak. I'm fine, even though I'm hungry after having my food. I'm always the same, cute. I'm always the same. Ishi, who is her pet battle parrot. Can you get to there? Oh, you can. Go, go, battle parrot. Alright, I'm going to save the... They share a bond pool, rangers and their pets. I get a headbutt, that one for the brutal takedown, but I'll save that to interrupt any casting. And we'll just melee instead.
What say?
Alright, I think a couple of them are slightly squishy versus lightning. Yeah, Decabar Drake's Doom is done about the others, but his lightning storm does a pretty good job of put him on this side. Or maybe take a chance. Take a chance. Put him over there. Because the lightning storm can also include stuns in it. Yes. Oh, little further. Little further. Could we just... Oh, damn. Gave up one for the other. That's right. We'll put up Relentless Storm. Right, Constantine, our Cipher... not Cipher, our Chanter. It's quite a good little summoner. He could, guarantee not being hit. If I can get... Ah, fuck it. Just move him to here. Let's move him to here. I'm going to put his buffs up on our party, right about there, right in the middle. But I'm also going to summon a bunch of animated weapons because these are great to go and mess with these idiots. I think these range dudes are going to be our main hassle. Kill them off inside, and then we're just up against 3 meleeers that we can batter the shit out of. I missed out on the lore for years, came back to it, and Arcadia fell. Oh yeah, the Edition 9, Emma, the Edition 9 stuff on 40k, they've even launched a whole new branding of it. It's the biggest shake-up the 40k lore has had in ages. Yeah. Absolutely ages. And right, my very own character, the player character, I am going to open up, and this is why monks do the highest DPS in the game. When they get to level 20, it is unfair and brutal. Starting off with a base pool of 6 wounds. We've got 11 mortification. We're going to get Swift Flurry up, Enduring Dance up, Thunderous Blows for 3 wounds. So those are some nice buffs right there. And then Whispers on the Wind. This is broken. This ability is so broken. Who's weak against Crush can start us off. I think we'll just start here. I think we'll just start against Decabar Drake's Doom.
Try this.
Try this. Wham, 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 wham. That did not do as much damage there. Okay, the Wolf Companion's down to about 75. He's not even on 75. That stupid mage didn't even get hit. What about you? She got missed. What about the damage done to this one? Okay, he's pretty tough. He's pretty tough. Nice. We're going to try and do some more of that. Hopefully having him right there will hit my monk, build up the wounds. Beautiful. Let's see what they've got. Okay, mirror image from the mage. Relentless Storm goes off, dazes them and starts doing damage over time. Okay, our fighter here is a multi-class. He's barbarian and fighter, which that particular multi-class is called a brute. Now we've got our animated wand, animated bow can hop, and yes, the bows and weapons do actually hop. They even have special abilities. Wounding shots. Solid hit. I think we're going to focus fire the caster down. End turn there. The animated, what is that? I think the animated spear could bring to here. Now this one's flanked. Gonna do a knockdown. I use their special abilities every time because they've got more special abilities than turns that they actually stay before they despawn. Bam. Sit on your ass. And think we've got a good amount of damage going in that way. I think we'll actually make our Manso the Light-Footed have a bit of a bad time as well. How many hours do you think you put into this game so far? Getting on to 300. I'd actually have to look on Steam, Lila, but I think between this, in terms of this and Pillars 1, it's getting around like 500. This is obviously partly a good chunk of that is because on this one I did it turn-based. It was a good 200 hours to do real-time with pause playthrough of Pillars 1, doing it blind. That was also longer than a completed run would far longer than a completed run would normally take, because I was streaming it. When you're streaming, you're stopping a lot to talk to people and just generally narrate what you're doing. Naturally, you slow down a little. This one, the turn-based mode, has made it so much slower. I think we'd already be done. Oh my god, that hunter's bow shots are obscene. Okay, I think we need to focus on our Manso the Light-Footed. Perfect. Okay, a few wounds on my monk there. Okay, the Dakabar does not hit too well, or at least it doesn't hit a very heavily armored target. So yeah, doing this in turn-based has definitely slowed things down quite a bit, but we're getting on to the 500-hour mark for sure. Just need Games Workshop to give us some actual Imperial Guard-centered content. There is, oh my god, Emin, dude, if you want Imperial Guard-centered content, you've got to check out Gaunt's Ghosts, or any of the Katachan stuff with Colonel Ironhand Strachan. The most endearing faction, treated like dormants by okay, so Emin, you are considering all the Pepe memes I see that you're doing, and Rowboat Girly Man, you are no stranger, I guess, to 1D4chan. I used to avoid all of that. But I must admit, I was introduced to if the Emperor had a text-to-speech device, and I can appreciate where really funny takes on things regardless. And you need to know your 40k meme lore to get a little bit of that. I mean,
How about this? How's this one go again?
Oh god damn it! You had to miss Constantine. Jesus Christ! There's a bit too much like neck beardiness and like fear of girls going on with the whole 1D4chan crowd, because obviously they come over from a completely toxic website. But I have to admit, when they're funny, they are genuinely funny. I like the Ultramarines. A lot of people do. A lot of old school folks. Old school players really like them because along with the Blood Angels, they're like the first army you encounter, and I get why. But yeah, they have gone through being a little bit indestructible, a little bit too immortal. I get that. I very much get that. Let's knock that hunter down. Oh, 69 damage, giggity. 69 damage. I think it's gotten to the point where, as always, the amount of hate that they get is starting to get exaggerated, and even that's getting frustrating for depending on how bad they actually are. I mean, Matt Ward at his worst was nowhere near as bad as folks started to sort of treat him as he was. But yeah, I get that some of the fluff started to get go a bit too far, get a bit too silly. Yeah, I was going to say, there's so much stuff for the Imperial Guard for years now. If you want lore, if you want Black Library content, M&. Lotus, yeah, Last Chances, come on, Last Chances, Time to Die, Gaunt's Ghost. I was about to say Caiaphas Cain, or Ciphers Cain, for a little bit of comic relief in the 40k world. I don't know Cadian Honor, I don't know that one at all. My favourite partner is learning the whole Cetra does not serve, Cetra rules. Yeah, they do get the meme stuff. I started checking out and reading some of their articles along with the more straight-laced, accurate, sensible wikis at times, because the Emperor had a text-to-speech device, opened up the lore for people who, I guess, to be blunt, I call it less angry people. Like, less people who go to 4chan for the lulls. I will forever love Cato Sicarius. I've taken a piss out of that. In XCOM, we literally had a captain called Cato Sicarius who was a melee specialist, and just doing that was tremendous fun. just taking the piss out of it. We're doing every time he would mess up or screw up whatever he did, I would riff on it with the Kato Sicarius voice. Anything to do with Kato Sicarius, even if like regular YouTubers who discuss 40k lore comes up, all the comments and I'm the same. I can't hear it in any other voice now. It's hysterical. And Cetra, love Cetra. I don't do fantasy at the moment because my main army was Tomb Kings, and obviously they've been retconned away. Of the armies that have been retconned away, the loss of the Tomb Kings had the biggest pushback because they started getting some really great models, some really outstandingly good stuff quite late, like their monstrous mounts and everything like that. And it's like, yeah, they're gone now. It's like, what the hell? They've tried to bring back some sort of alternative skeletal, like slightly Tomb King-esque army, but it's nowhere the same. Bretonnians, I can get why. No one gave a shit about them. They were really boring. They were just a weird alternative empire, and they were rubbish. But really, the Tomb Kings, the whole undead come from them. The Slovenia, the rise of Nagash. The whole interaction with the Lizardmen before they became the Seraphon. I was gutted with the loss of that. I just hate Robot and his lover boys. I hate the core. Oh, you're full chaos. I have to. Okay, fair enough. If you're a dedicated chaos player, then yeah, it's very easy. If you enjoy some of the meme comedy, it's very easy to double down on Papa Smurf and his Ultra Smurfs. Yeah, I fair enough. I understand. I'm an Orc player. I love the Imperium, and I love the lore of the Imperium, and the... Hang on, I've actually got to pick an ability here. All the stuff, the really well-written books from the point of view of the Imperium, for sure. But when it comes to the tabletop, I have been Orcs since 2nd edition. They're just brilliant. They are just still funny. They've made them a lot darker these days, which suits, because early on they really were just this sort of comedy Mad Max army, whereas now they're actually pretty. Now they're although they're still kind of funny, they've got an unpleasant edge. They are brutal, which is cool. By the way, I realize I need to throw a disclaimer. I'm not one of those weird race. I don't even know what those are.
Never play tennis with a cymbal. It makes a terrible racket.
Oh, brilliant. Evil just getting us started. with the dad jokes. How you doing, mate? When you said those weird race realist 4chan poll, I don't know, inhabitant 40k fans. I don't go anywhere near that. I'm not one for what I would call the edgy sort of edgelordy parts of the internet. I only, the closest thing I come to it is I checked out a few 1D4chan articles, because they will, on the back of watching If the Emperor Had a Text-to-Speech Device, literally because they gave me an insight more into the fandom than the lore. The wikis will give you a nice oversight of all the straight-laced lore, but if you want the kind of perspective of dedicated 40k fans and their community memes, I find that the 1D4chan's actually a surprisingly good wiki for that, without having to have 4chan itself on your browser history, which I really don't want. Ha! Ha! And yeah, all of those recommendations from Ciphers are amazing. If you like the Imperial Guard, if you have an Imperial Guard army as well, Em and Lotus, I can't recommend Gaunt's Ghosts enough. Also, Double Eagle. Double Eagle is a spin-off from Gaunt's Ghosts. Yes, Emin, exactly. Those people, I'm always like, oh god. Yeah. They're pretty savage. Cool. All right, good. I appreciate you putting that disclaimer in. Thanks. You can never know when you're just reading in text, but that's awesome. It's great to have a fan and also know that, you know, they've got a normal level of social skills and everything else. Okay. Yeah. I should have built up. Have I built up enough wounds again? I have. Right, I'm going to do Whispers on the Wind again.
How do you like
this time
that?
We're going to punish the shrew.
That looks like
the table. Oh, exploded, punched into chunks.
Now where were we?
He's still punching. Right, the hunter. We killed the hunter and his wolf. Thanks, Lila. Yeah, no obligation, of course, but if you want to take up your full residency, we have a whole place called Artisans Plaza, dedicated to crafty stuff. We have parts of... I don't have channels, we have parts of town. But anyway, the full description is there. How do you like your soup? Chunk it! Jess, how are you? That's where my omelette went. It surely did. It surely did. The one, I tell you what, lore-wise, Emma Lotus, one guy I used to enjoy Lutin. Lutin's a little bit edgy. He's a little bit, I hope they don't sort of soften up for all the snowflakes, but he does these good, long, in-depth videos that I think are quite well researched, and I think he's fairly reasonable. But a new guy I've discovered, he's called Wolflord Rowe, and he will go bit by bit. He would just do parts of a story, like an interaction between two Primarchs, or cover something that was on all these really great new stories on the Warhammer community website. Like there's all these, like ever since they got that new CEO who's actually a fan of 40k and not just some marketing guru genius, ever since they got him in the last few years, Games Workshop stock has skyrocketed, and very deservedly as well. And they've really put the community elements and all these free guides. They've been getting onto the Twitch, they've been doing these great YouTube videos. I think GW's doing so many things right. And yeah, Wolflord Rowe, he'll do these 15-20 minute, these medium form, sometimes long form, sometimes short form, just discussions, and the guy's just enthusiastic. He just loves the lore so much, but he's enthusiastic in a really chill way, and it's not full of, like, it's not got a single scrap of neck-beardy stuff. And if you're wondering what that is, there's a hunt in the chat, our first hunt of the evening, exclamation mark hunt. We have a bunch of cool little mini games to interact with the community using the Streamlabs extension along with the default Streamlab mini games itself. Hunt in the chat, me beauties, hunt in the chat, hunt in the chat. It's pretty, this guy says, and I'm talking about blue wizard eagle people and tentacle demons and girly man. Nah, fair enough, Evan. I know where you're coming. By the way, Magnus did nothing wrong. The cool thing, Emin, if you're behind with the lore, let's say the Horus Heresy lore, the Horus Heresy lore has just been incredible. It's just been so good. One of the things they've done so well, because it's quite an amalgamation of writers, obviously varying in quality. Guy Haley's absolutely one of the best for showing the humanity of the Primarchs, but the tragedy of the traitor Primarchs, how so many of them, how it could have been avoided, their interactions, all these details, that, like especially Fulgrim and Magnus. How tragic, what could have been if just certain things hadn't happened. In a weird way, like Conrad Kurz, the Night Haunter, is one of the most tragic of them all. In his own sort of, even though he's like an insane psychopath, because he's got split personality syndrome to quite an extreme degree. Like he went completely crazy, but the actual tragedy of them, the sort of hypocrisy surrounding Lorgar and what the Imperial Creed has replaced the Imperial Truth, and it was written by him as Lectitio Divinitatis and all that stuff. They've captured that so well. I can't recommend the Warhammer 30k, the lore of that enough. What have I missed there? I've been researching. There's lots of information on killing them, but nothing on raising them. Oh, sorry. It's a bird. How hard could it be? Oh, Stone Crusher Phoenix eggs in the fireplace, close to hatching. Nice. There's a new option to be in the badge area. When did the badge flare option appear? I don't even know what that is, Darkens. Speaking of tentacles. Ha! What a shock. Plated Dust Viper. Okay, we got a smaller hunting party today. But that's more chances for everybody else. Oh, sorry, Duncan, you must have been fractionally just a second too late. Oh my God, only you and I, Darkins? Jesus, that is wow. That is surprising. All right, Penneth, Citizen Penneth, good evening to you. Welcome. Animated, right, let's get some slashing up. This is surprisingly easy so far. I do hope you're good. The badge flare is for subs, it puts the star on the flag. Oh, that's why that weird thing was up on that weird yellow bit. I was like, why is that showing up? I remember you saying that's what that was. You could turn it on and off. I had no idea. I didn't see that in a Twitch blog or anything like that anywhere. Oh dear. I don't have enough wounds to do that stupidly overpowered move this time. Also, don't even have enough to charge up Thunderous Blows. What I will do is I'll run my dude around here. This guy's just standing in the back doing fuck all, and just punch her. Bang, bang. Wrecker is, well, Wrecker. What buffs he got? He's still got Tactical Baron, he's still got Blood Frenzy. We'll do another Barbaric Punch. I don't know why that didn't carry over to hit Shrew as well. What? That's strange. This one's almost dead, so we'll keep shooting her. Only a graze. Okay, Shrew. What is she doing? She seems to be another fighter. I think this party's going to be surprisingly simple to do. When I turned it off, the star disappeared. That's good. And Penneth, how are you, mate? How's your week been going? How's your Sunday? Happy times to you. I do hope it's been a decent weekend. That one's... Oh, we'll do a concussive shot to interrupt whatever she's about to cast. Minilota... Oh, she's got Minilota's piercing sigil up already. But a concussive shot will nicely interrupt what's going on there. Bam. Interrupted and distracted. Sucks to be you. No spells for you. And our Vine is not to record a short video. It's to slap one of these idiots. Bop. Another 50 damage. Nice. A quick question, by the way, before I have to get back to my own hangover recovery cycle for a little bit. You excited for Total War 3? And finally nice to see a nice varied representation of chaos. I actually forgot it was coming out. Total War. I've got Total War Warhammer. I don't have Total War 2, the Warhammer Total War Warhammer 2. I couldn't recall if I think someone had mentioned it to me before, but I'd forgotten again. I need to actually check out the trailer. Em and Lotus, feel free to whisper me a trailer on that. And yes, I appreciate with how quickly I talk and how much I talk, it might not be the most relaxing if you're nursing a hangover, so no worries. I got lost in the early stages of Pillars 1. You'll get found again. The early stages of Pillars 1, Penneth, are a little bit tricky like that. I totally sympathise. I really do. I found it a bit weird to deal with initially. There goes the wizard. Okay, we've just got 3 fighter-esque types left, which is excellent. Oh, our weapons are despawning. Will they be able to make the jump? Is that awesome? We've gotten to attack with them every time. Right. Weak to pierce. Ah, rubbish. Can't make it there. Okay. Just have to hit this one. Damn it, didn't knock him down. He's really strong against Pierce. Never mind. Ishii, you can fly to here. Now, what kind of damage does Ishii do? I can't remember. He's got an engagement, a bird engagement. He can't be automatically engaged. And our final animated weapon doing slash damage. She's weak against that. Can we get it to there? Paladin sword time, Bob, because it's about to despawn as well. Bam! Nails Shrew down to 50%. I made progress in FTL. No, you made it to the 5th area, Darkens. That's awesome. And eliminated the first battle. Okay. Sound, thank you. Hoping to hear about restarting work soon. How's life treating you? Likewise, restarting work, but for me it'd be going from running my own business for all this time to back to the actual world of working for somebody else and then having my own business. That's more like it. Just be 100% dedicated to this. I was hoping to hear back about when my second interview would be for this very interesting job that I had a really good first interview for a week ago. So not Wednesday, just been the Wednesday before that. I can't remember if they were going to contact me this week about a second interview, like last week, for a second interview that's now coming this week, or if they were going to contact me this coming week for a second interview further into July. So I was a bit like, oh shit, what was it? I couldn't really recall. I think we should have our druid do some healing. It's amazing how little healing we've actually needed. It's shocking. So I've had that. I've had a huge chunk of my time. A Yorkshire accent, yeah. Yeah, Penneth is from Yorkshire, but yeah, our kid is very much associated with the Northwest, Scouse and Manchester. That bird needs a poop attack. Fet another Northwestern miscreant like myself. Ah, okay. Emily, are you Manx, Scouse, Birkenhead? Achievement unlocked. Krayven corporate shield. My bad. I so am. Vine. Bop. You missed twice, you stupid. I'm just trying to get some tentacle action up in this bad boy. How much resonance is on them? 7 each. Oh, now this is cool when you got a high level monk. If you hit every attack you've done to someone, it will stack up a thing called resonance. Now, if I click this,
I've been a hasty retreat, dude.
Nails them for a
how it's done.
shitload of damage. Well fought, both of you. Congratulations, Evil Jess. GG, Twisted Sister. I love the Scouse accent. You are.
Need something?
Need something. We could debuff their armor for a bit, or we could just stand amongst our friends, buffing all of them and just shoot point blank this
How about
Egypt.
this?
How about that? Thump. Yeah, too close range. We're only going to do shitty hits with a bow at such close range there. This party, considering they're supposed to... They're the reigning champions. They're the actual reigning champions of this place. It's a bit of a joke how weak they are. Or maybe I'm just totes amazeballs. Don't forget my modesty. Right, the shrew's about to go down. I'm not wasting remaining bond resources on that one. But we'll do an accurate wounding shot there. That should carry over. Missed that, but hit the other one. Interesting. How have you been enjoying Traitor's Day, Evil Jess? You got yourself good and hammered? Oh, one of them's that. Ah, right. Tanager's a chanter. That's a chanter ability. Oh, she's a rogue. Shrew's a rogue. I thought she might be. She's got like one of those rogue shadow dash abilities. Interesting. Okay, Wrecker, do you want to smack the fuck out of her, please? That would be fine. He needs his fighter's recovery. We'll have another tactical barrage.
The pleasure is mine.
Whenever you're ready there, dude. What the hell? Alright, try and do a knockdown instead. Oh shit, she's become untargetable. That's weird. Alright, just hit him. Jesus, you missed twice. That was weird why she was untargetable. Okay, maybe the vine could crush her to death. Okay, in all seriousness. Oh, she's shadowing beyond for 2 rounds. That's going to be annoying. Okay, how many wounds has he got up? Can he target her? She's still shadowing beyond. She's still got escape. Never seen that ability, shadowing beyond.
My pleasure.
Can't hit anything. My accent is one of those, isn't the strongest on earth in Liverpool, but when irritated as I often am, it slips out more, especially when challenged. Oh, well, you're from Liverpool, chicken and chips. Oh, sorry. I tend to do, I can sometimes slip into debatable, let's call them debatable accents. Oh, damn it. Disengage hit for 71. Fuck you. Let's go for an inner death ability. This does stupid damage. It crits for, if it crits, it hits for 300% crit damage rather than just 100 like regular crit damage. Okay, that was just shit. Never mind. Krayven goes chav. The fuck I do. How dare you? How dare you?
What's
Posh
that?
as fuck till the day I die. Home counties, don't you know? I'm disgusted beyond words. I'm sorry. I just get more and more common. Lila, good old salt of the earth, Lila. Perhaps we can do an entropy ability. We're definitely not needing the resurrection on these idiots. I'm going to put the entropy ability on Decabar. That will sync up nicely. We're trying to hit with a crit. Okay, Constantine, pull thyself back. 66 damage, bastards. Don't even need to use a second. You know, we may as well. His second wind's pathetic, right? That's a free healing ability. Let's.
How about this?
We can shoot her again, and she dead. She's so dead. She OMG dead. Decabar's having a bad time. Him and his little chanter friends. Okay, Maya. Has that one got targeted? Yeah, he's marked for the hunt. Nice, nice, nice. I'm sure you know how it is in England, particularly in the north. Liverpool hates Manchester. If someone in Newcastle says something to either of us, fuck off. That's my fellow northwesterner. We hate our neighbours until next door but one pipes in. That's so true. Oh, Emmett, I've got a short, like a little story exactly explaining that from the perspective of being, as you can obviously tell, a very, very home counties Oxford standard English. Everyone else outside of Oxfordshire considers me posh because this is just my normal voice. I went to university in Teesside, so Middlesbrough, and I got out alive just about, which took some doing. But yeah, when I said I used to work at Games Workshop Middlesbrough, God, about 15 years ago now, I got my part-time job there, which was great on the weekends. I still live in halls. I'd go out and work there, cover the weekend shift, and so many people on my course, because I did a games art and design course, were really, really jealous that I had landed that particular gig. Oh no, this one's weak against Pierce. Let's start picking on him. But anyway, yeah, one of my first, so that's sort of the setting, that's where we're at. And that's very true, folks. If you don't know the UK, and I think that's probably the same all over, you will rip into the accental differences or something, anything to do with your neighbours, but when someone from further afield goes, oh, you'll team up and go, shut the fuck up, you don't know us, you're not from round here, you got to be made of stern stuff to be from round here. So I walked in one of my very first days, or very first shifts, probably one of my very first weeks in the job. I'm the only southerner because I'm a student, and if you're not a student, you are local. And my co-workers included one guy we had a Geordie manager, through and through Geordie. He was from South Shields. Another lad who was a Geordie, and he was actually south of the Tyne, Geordie. We had one guy who was Borough. He was a smoggy. People from Middlesbrough are called smoggies because it's such an industrial area. It just looks like this horrible black scar of like dirty beach in between the otherwise beautiful North Yorkshire moors. Middlesbrough is not a very nice place, to be honest. Nice place in terms of people and genuineness. It's not like the nicest looking if you're going up the North Sea port. And oh yeah, and we had one other part-timer who was not the Monkey Hangers, that's Hartlepool. Mackham, that's it, was from Sunderland. So we had a Mackham from Sunderland, a Smoggy from Borough, and two Geordies. And I walked in midway through a clearly intense conversation between their accental differences. Like, oh, I say that's like, no, I was doing the Northwest there, but you know what? No, I can't even remember. I used to be able to do those individual accents. I can't do it anymore. I don't imitate them. So, oh, I say like this. I talk like that, blah, 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 blah. And they're sort of doing all these distinctions. Now, I've been in Middlesbrough all of a few weeks, and up until then, I've lived around the south. Born just outside London, grew up until I was about 5 in Devon, and then South Oxfordshire for the rest of my life until that point. What buffs have we got going up? So my ear hasn't learned to adjust. I haven't had the exposure to distinguish, right, whispers on the wind between two between two people, this is gonna do shit tons of damage. My ear has not
I'll get the next one.
Tweaked to the vagaries and subtleties of the voice. And like a fucking idiot, like an absolute spectacular dipshit, I pipe up when they're talking, they see me come in, it's like, oh, Krayven, how you doing? Obviously don't call me Krayven, but for the sake of this. And my contribution to this discussion was, you know, you all sound the same, right? Fucking silence. Like, that was a pub. The dart would have stopped in mid-air. I'm the newest employee. I'm Jesus Christ. Darkens, thank you.
Victory, Saint Evil.
Well played, well played, well played. I'm like the youngest employee, I'm the newest employee, and I've walked in with all that southern arrogance. Yeah, Darkens, bless you, that was very much appreciated, mate. Thank you kindly. With all that kind of quintessential, oh, people from the south aren't friendly, people from the south are so up themselves, which is a load of bollocks, but there we are, there's that impression is in the UK. I've kind of lived up to the stereotype, and I'm a student on top of that. I'm in the university, and there's this big rivalry between local people and the kind of high and mighty rich university. And me just going in, you know, you all sound the same. It's like, yeah,
yours to command, Captain.
Kettle needs boiling there, and I was like, I realised right away, yeah, I'm making the fucking tea now. I was just, and I still remember that. There's still a couple of them I'm sort of in touch with all these years later, and I could mention that story and they'll remember it to the T, and then they'll pull the piss out of me, and rightly so. And there are differences. There are differences in the accent between a Mackham and a Smoggy and a Geordie. Not very obvious to my delicate southern ears, but there really are. There really are. Let's just do a Garden of Life to take the piss. But yeah, I didn't make that mistake twice. Emma says, to be fair, I normally reside in a status I call seething northerner, because all the southerners I've been exposed to IRL and uni students basically come up here because it's crazy and weird, because they feel like they're roughing it in the poor little pool, spending 50 quid on a gram of coke, and yeah, I know the type, the yaras, oh gap ya. I definitely wasn't one of them, promise. My ears still tuned to different accents between Glasgow and Edinburgh. Respect, Evil Jess. That takes some doing. There's a Ned moment. He knew he'd fucked up. Oh, honestly, in terms of putting my foot in it, that was my foot up to the waist in like raw diarrhea of completely fucking up. Avalanche. Hello, hello, hello. A discussion on fucking up about accents in the context of how you'll rip the piss. It was a great phrase. What did you say, Emin? It was oh, it's gone too far up the chat now. It was, I fucking like Gapia. And the fashion, oh yeah, I'm in Prague. I'm in Prague, darling. No, Prague. I just chundered everywhere. Yeah, like I know the type. I'm from around Oxford. I see a lot of them. I really do. I really do. But yeah, like kind of you'll always rip on your neighbour, but you'll band together to pick on the guy who's one house but one. Emin put it in such a perfect way, and I'm trying to remember it. It was a really good phrase. But yeah, I was talking a story of how I went like 200 miles north where I went to university in the UK, and unless you're from the UK, Avalanche, you may not know that we have vast variations in accents over quite a small amount of actual distance. And yeah, me as a southerner, in the UK it's like different. Like the north of America, or the coasts of America look a bit down on the middle, and the northern middle will look down, like, you know, the Bible Belt, the southern states. There's like like that's all like kind of considered a bit look down your nose, a bit hillbilly, a bit thick, bit inbred, all those kind of stereotypes. Versus like the Yankees on the coast. It's that sort of in reverse in the UK. It's the south of the UK and the southeast where London is that's faces the most of Europe, and obviously because of trade and finances, like the wealthiest part of the country. There's this rivalry between the north and the south, and the north is like feel that the southerners really look down their nose at them, and to an extent it's kind of, it is true, unfortunately. Hey Pudsey, good to see you. So yeah, we're sort of talking about that, and me as a southerner, home county southerner, like absolutely I have BBC English as my natural accent, and going to a part-time job I had when I was at university, and they were talking about the differences between their accents and taking the piss out of each other, all from the northeast region, and I was like, you know, you all sound the same. I was on tea duty for the rest of the day, and rightly so.
Like that, do you?
Yeah, that's it. We hate our neighbours until the next door but one pipes in. I've got to try and remember that. It's so good. Please praise my wit more. I will do my darndest. I can pick on my siblings, but you yeah, exactly. Lila's got a good one as well. I can pick on my siblings, but you may never. Lurking a bit. No worries, Penneth. Thanks a lot, mate. Thanks a lot. And USA East Coast, and yeah, the East Coast and the West Coast rip on each other, and then the Midwest just sits there doing weird things. Right? See, that's a coastal thing. The East Coast and the West Coast will like rip on each other, especially rival rap groups. But they'll both take a shit on the flyover states kind of thing, and the North, the flyover states, and like everyone will make fun of Alabama or something like that. Did I shoot with him? Yeah, I did. And it's a bit the reverse in the UK. It's like the South. If you just go in America, it's like the North won and the South gets picked on. In the UK, the South has the money and is like all up itself, and much like in the south of the US, a lot more genuine, a lot more friendly, got that southern hospitality. The North is generally got a rep for being friendlier and more straightforward than southern people in southern England. And oh, is there a hunt? There's a hunt. 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 Let's do it. Let's do it. Can we finish beating up this dude, please? I'm dragging this out. 1,000 pardons. 1,000 pardons. I may as well use an Empower because I'm going to rest the party after this anyway.
Go.
So we'll have that. We'll have that. We'll have that. And then we'll have a Barbaric Blow. Coastal US, haha, you flyover states are a bunch of inbred hicks. Also, Coastal US, please don't stop making our food. Flyover states, we don't want to starve. Teepers, yeah, exactly. Exactly that. Exactly that. Going back a
You were
ways,
saying?
it didn't end up necessarily being that way. In the UK for a while, there was always this kind of slight
Just say the
haughtiness
word.
of the south, but mainly because London, especially the southeast, which is the bit that faces mainland Europe, and obviously the most trade and all the invasions and the biggest back and forth, and the Thames estuary is all there. That was the capital. But for a good chunk of time, there was a lot of new wealth in the Industrial Revolution. These big ports, these big cities, and these places got made and built.
Captain?
And you had some prestige, and you had all these. It wasn't just all this money and wealth being concentrated, but the north of the UK became this sort of big industrial heartland. You had mines, you had shipyards, a bit like that. A huge amount of the wealth when it was still being generated was being generated in the north, and a lot more of the commerce and the service and the luxury and like finesse stuff was in the south. And the south like managed to adapt to a service industry more, whereas I won't get into all the kind of history and coal mine closures and everything, but all the industries that the North specialised in and had a lot of its working class people getting a better life for themselves, and to be fair, the South quite a bit as well, but much more so the North, got hammered, which was like steel, shipbuilding and coal mining and other kinds of mining all just got simultaneously hammered over the course of half a century, and it's ended up with this considerably worse cultural divide than there used to be. There was always the cultural divide, but there wasn't quite the wealth divide. There was a bit more to go around. It's a bit of a shame. And that kind of southern arrogance now has got like a much more of a barbed tone to it. Yeah, true. I was trying to avoid saying that too much, Evan, because like many channels, we don't sort of talk politics, but yeah, in a nutshell, it's exactly that's what we're there against. I'd like some big feet. Oh, we're cooking up the grill. Whatever's left on the battlefield. Why is this guy's taking a long time to die? Maybe we should pick on this dude instead. Okay, Light wants to order one of Krayven's meat pies. The Phoenix took us out. Oh shit! A Stone Crusher. We had just enough for a Stone Crusher Phoenix, and then it beat the poop out of us. Well, that won't do. Better luck next time. Let's claw this guy. Yeah, he doesn't seem to have as good armor as I expected. We've got a bunch more wounds here. All of those are up right. We're gonna do another Whispers on the Wind between the two of them. This should kill off one of them. Nice. Took out his skeleton and the last one. So we've literally got Decabar, Drake's Doom is near death, and that's it. Pudsey, thank you so much for the host. The Cravenstown minions cheering your honour, because if they don't, we beat them. I need to send Krayven that video so we can make a promo. Yeah, I'd really love to. It's very, very cool. It's very, very funny. It's got that one with also is it something like you put Bag of Tricks as chocolate pudding? I'm like, am I allowed to say that? Am I allowed to include that? Because that's like, you know him well enough to get away with it, and I know him, but I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm not putting up like Bag of Tricks as chocolate pudding or whatever the fuck it was. I'm like, what the shit? You can't say that, Jesus. I'm sure it's fine, but I wouldn't dare. I'm way too white.
How?
Finally, a little profit.
At your service.
Let's see. What can we do against this dude that's just a nice single target slap of something? Doesn't really matter. Let's just throw down a Moonwell in case he opens up with some sort of super ability. Nice one. Oh, I'm interested to think what that might be, actually. I can imagine it'll be pretty good. You're painting at the moment, Jess. I thought you were spending more time on your cross-stitch again. I thought you were still doing more of the cross-stitching. Have you finished that horse cross-stitch that gaming horse cross-stitch you were doing? And now you're able to sort of spend some time painting, or what's the story there? Let's debuff his armor. Oh, or miss completely, that's fine too.
Captain?
I think Maya, you can pull back a little bit. Let's put a... Is he marked for the hunt already? He is. Okay. No, we won't do a double shot. We'll just do a accurate wounding shot. Horse is done. I'm playing a game on my phone on Terraforming Mars. That's cool. Is this like an educational thing? I don't think someone... I didn't think something through and damn near drowned the planet, which at the time had no water. Ha! Guess my inner lady wants some wine. I need Redwood as red wine for a second. Nice, nice, nice. Man, am I bad at math? I'm sitting here like trying my darndest to work out how it's cheaper than Pillars 1 and 2 bundle, even with the soundtrack cheaper than without. Parents confuse my. Oh, do you what's is dyslexia? Is there a separate term for? I understand where you're coming from, Emin. I'm trying to remember if there's a different term for dyslexia but with numbers versus with letters, because I know dyspraxia is like a physical dyslexia. That's where you're just like you struggle a bit with coordination and sort of physical motion, or if dyslexia encompasses numbers as well as letters. But yeah, I appreciate that's a struggle, man. Okay, wait, can we please beat the piss out of this dude already? I can't do that overpowered attack anymore. Although we could do another resonance. Boom. Down he goes. Didn't even have to touch him. That was the 5-finger, 5-point palm exploding heart technique right there. Piece of piss. Those were the reigning champions of the Crucible. That was an absolute pushover. Oh good God! One of them dropped legendary plate armor. Now I have never ever seen basic gear that's legendary. The highest I've ever seen basic gear. So basic gear is either plain with no background. If it's magical or particularly good, but is not unique, it's got this kind of blue-grey background. And unique items have got a gold background. Exceptional. Most of this is exceptional, which is like the medium. You've got regular, fine, exceptional, superb, and legendary. But we've got a superb large shield, legendary plate armor. I didn't realise you could get basic gear that goes as high as legendary. That's still shockingly rare. That's the first time I've seen that in the game, so that's pretty cool. Once I'm done painting the porch, I'll be cross-stitching again. I need to make holiday stuff. Oh, that's it, dyscalculia. Okay, yeah. If you do the numbers, struggle with the numbers, it's not dyslexia. It's not dyslexia. That's dyscalculia. Thank you, Dyla. I was wondering what that was. Oh, that's it. We can only choose one of the types of face. So the other two, the seeking face and the surviving face, are now failed. All right. 2 seconds. Just got to. Well, we've got some important dialogue here. Just going to mute alerts, pause alerts, and mute sound effects. Soul energy swirls about you, pressing heavily against your esoteric senses. With a slight exertion of will, come on, will, okay, you can direct the ambient essence. Total quest experience. Oh, interesting. Now, this was the whole... I kind of forgot this because I do this week by week. Sometimes the main point of the story, what they're struggling with, is something that I struggle to recall. Just reading Emma's comment there. Sounds like my inner monologue on acid. So, if you're not already familiar, I don't play my character in character, but I play him consistently. I play him in character, but not roleplay. And I describe my thought process and why and what and recap. I'm very much dedicated to lore. I'll always read the dialogue. I'll always read the lore bits and pieces. That's why it's Story Sunday. It is about the narrative. It's about the story. I'm not just going to rush through the game, because where's the fun in a roleplay game like this if you're not going to do all that kind of stuff? But so to recap, if I remember correctly, with the reason that we had some folks, some people from this island and spirits from this island reach out to us, was because something was wrong with the flow of the essence. One of the main things we were asked to do was like return the soul essence to the Crucible and wildlife of Kazawari to re-empower it. Option 2, channel essence into Muatu, empowering him. Now he's the spirit who allowed himself, he's a guy who allowed himself to be decapitated, then had his spirit bound to his head that was sent to us in a box, a la 7. And because our watcher, what this is a watcher's ability. The main character is a watcher. They can peer into a space called the in-between, which is a kind of purgatory between the real world and what's called the beyond, which is essentially, it's kind of like an afterlife, but reincarnation is a big part of Pillars of Eternity. That's why they're called the Pillars of Eternity. They're the cyclical soul wheel. It's called the wheel. Even the gods of this world can't see into the in-between, and souls can linger there for an indeterminate period. They're usually quite quick. Sometimes they'll move on. They'll take a long time to go away. So that when you get this going on, you're either looking at soul memories, like stuff in past lives, or you're looking into the in-between where you can talk to the souls of the recently dead. Or you get instances like this where there's a lot of soul energy around and your watcher, that's what you're called, a watcher, senses can see it, do it. So I can absorb the soul essence myself, which feels kind of greedy. The only real choices I feel that are in keeping with the character are 1 or 4. And 4 being send the soul essence to the wheel. So returning the soul essence to the Crucible and the wildlife of Kasawari will probably Galawain the hunter. This is a sacred island to him. Would feel good. It would restore the health. It would rebalance the Crucible. One of the issues that's going on with the spirit of the Crucible is the 3 heads. That 3-headed creature, Tuamoi, is putting stupidly hard enemies up against green recruits. So the contests are getting ridiculous because they're getting not very many people surviving to later stages because they're putting insanely tough enemies against like brand new people with level 1 armor and gear and shit. The soul essence going to the wheel would make us Barath, who's actually our current patron goddess in this game, happy because it's being trapped in its own personal little cycle in this island. It's like becoming this lodestone of its own soul essence, when really all souls should go back into the reincarnation cycle until they eventually disintegrate, and then they go into Rimagan's realm because he's a god of entropy, god of endings, not life and death. So even beyond life and death, when everything stops, it's just the end, and that's Rimagan. Rimagan's not nice. The empowering Muatu, I think that would just give us a benefit really to the fact that we can summon Muatu in certain fights, and he's quite useful. Absorbing the soul essence for yourself just feels no benefit but to me, and the payoff to that. So I got to weigh up. Do we go with the original? I can't actually remember. That's the problem. I can't remember what the tribes people who contacted me, like the soul people of this island wanted. Whether they wanted the Crucible and the wildlife sort of re-empowered and cleansed and balance restored, or they wanted to pass on into the wheel. Yo, Councillor Melissa, thank you, and welcome. Alerts are just paused for a little bit, but appreciate the coin. Toss a coin to your streamer. Oh, Valley of Krayven, etc., etc. You can direct the ambient essence. I'm going to go with what I was originally asked. I can't remember why and for what reason I would send the soul essence to the wheel. I will return it. It's been going on here for a long time. Something started going corrupt, but it clearly wasn't being missed by the Pillars of Eternity and the wheel as a whole. It's got its own cyclical nature. So I'm just going to do what I was asked to do. Return the soul essence to the Crucible and the wildlife of Kasawari. You have learned Galawain's gift. Obviously, Galawain's happy with that, or whatever Galawain's gift is. I'll read this stuff in case it disappears right away. You allow the energies to settle again into the arena, even as you feel some of the power escaping into the wilderness beyond. Cool. So we've moved something on. So that was a bunch of this.
Raise your voices. Sing to the Watcher's fury.
Yeah.
Give praise to the Slayer's chosen. Sharpen your claws. Next, you will confront the chosen seekers and survivors.
Chosen seekers and survivors? What?
Return to the pool of memories. Every moment brings you closer to death.
Thanks for the vote of confidence, you giant fanged bastard. Jackass, I just won his favour. He's like, every moment brings you closer to death. Fuck you too. Okay, let me just thank you for the Crario coin, Melissa. No legal affiliation with Mario coins. And a coin for good fortune. Thank you very much. Let me just catch up on the chat there. So we're back here. What I'm going to do is I'll quick save because I just used a quick save slot for everything. But I'm going to actually save this in a new slot. So the last save we had was before I made that choice. So that'll be the last one in the Temple of Tuamoi. Deadlight Donjon. I think I'll save over the... what was it there? Fuck it, I'll just make a new save. I'll make a new save. Let's have a look. See. A new term for the vocab, by the way. Fucking love a new term to seem big brain when talking to peeps. Can't go wrong with a broader vocabulary, Evan. The numbers for all things need to make a planet livable. Heat needs to be around 287,000 millikelvins. Came from NASA, or so the game says. Darkens. This seems like quite an educational, like, terraforming minigame on your phone. It's inspired by actual real-world stuff. It sounds very cool, but now my planet just went over that number. Oh dear. So you're actually playing a genuine god sim. What they got to say? You have tasted what the arena expects of you. Do not disappoint. I think we're going to rest up again. We're going to rest up again to restore our number of empowers. Melissa, I figured I'd hop in for a bit. Well, I appreciate that, Councillor. I appreciate that. Love me a snacky snack. Oh, can't go wrong with snack time. Yeah, I hope Clan had a good run, Super Classic. Indeed, get some carbs and get some protein back in your system. Ship's obviously big enough to get a jog on, unless you were in the ship's gym. Not gonna lie, if I was that kind of, not even the gods have my unique ability or power, I disregard everyone else's decisions on how to use it faster than shit through a goose. Fair. I've evolved my character, Emin. I've sort of, my attitude is he was quite, he's always been good. He's always been nice and generally decent. He's not an arsehole for arsehole's sake. I'm not playing a sort of bad guy playthrough. I'm also trying to keep him consistent. So in Pillars 1 he would be nice, he'd be decent. There was only a few occasions where he was a bit sarcastic or was a bit mercenary. By and large he was generally, it was a combination of benevolent, honest, thoughtful, rational, etc, etc. I've made him a bit more pragmatic in this playthrough because at the start of this game, I won't say what happens, but at the start of this game something pretty major happens to kick off the story 5 years, and it happens 5 years after the end of the events of the Pillars 1. And considering what he's now been through and how much he's done, characters evolve, personalities evolve. He's still generally good, but he won't be as always as, oh yeah, that's no problem. It'll be much more situation specific, and he's got a bit more of an edge. Not edgy, but he's just got a bit more of, yeah, I've seen some shit, a bit more grizzled, sometimes a bit sarcastic, sometimes a bit more cynical. Generally a decent dude, and all round, you know, when all else is equal, do the right thing. But yeah, I've evolved him. I've given him some more nuance, but I get where you're coming from. Still some plain old breaded cod, nothing special. Hey, can't go wrong. Cod's very good. I had some salmon the other day. Salmon with prawns. Luxury. Luxury. Not a good sim. Need to research the tech to do things. Okay. Lawful evil all the way if you're going to do that route. This is a very good kind of deal. Lawful evil is better than neutral, chaotic evil. Fair enough. I have to admit, yeah, if you just want to be an absolute lunatic, chaotic evil's fun. The only D&D campaign I've ever done, I had a chaotic evil character and it was fucking hilarious. Here we are. Okay, so pause again while we've got some dialogue. Humer bows her horned head at your approach. She's a nature godlike and I'm a fire godlike.
Welcome home, chosen of the Stelgar. You and the Slaying Face have established an accord.
Nice. And we've actually now completed the Crucible quest, that meta quest of all those things. Nearly 12,000 brilliant XP.
May you
awesome.
Cling to this title until a worthy contender wrests it from your corpse.
She nods to Ingari, who holds an axe in his hands.
This belonged to a prior chosen.
Okay.
I will come to claim it when you die. But until such day, may it bring you glory in battle.
Cheers, Ingari. I'll come to claim it when you die. You have gained an item, Slayer's Claw. This item was put into your stash. Okay. Gonna have a little look at that. I think I just burned myself out being a murder hobo in New Vegas. And why, yes, of course I'd love to be an NCR ranger to protect the civilians, not to blow their heads off with a 50 caliber. I did a full blind playthrough of all of New Vegas and the DLC, and I played a pretty good person. I tend to play the good person. I haven't done a nasty playthrough because good RPGs, the nastiness is too real. If I'm nasty, I want to be in a sort of dungeon keeper way where it's good to be bad. Sort of bad guys have all the fun, where the context is that the good world is far too nice and pleasant and flowery and cheerful, and you're here to fuck shit up. Then I'll play the baddie. When you got the choice and it's like, okay, you're going to be a complete dick or you're going to be pleasant, I don't really like being a dick. But it is funny. I think second playthroughs is definitely up for it. Thanks. Okay, no problem, Lila. So yeah, get the menagerie sorted. I'll be playing some Smite after Street, trying to get good. I'm sure you'll do cracking. I'm sure you'll do cracking. Let's have a look at this Slayer's Claw. Slayer's Claw, 14 to 20. Okay. Oh, it's soulbound. Oh, it's soulbound. Oh, sick. This is going to get good. Is it a one-hander? Binds with Barbarian, a Fighter, or a Paladin. Well, I know who's going to get that. Bonus crit, 20% extra crit damage. Stelgar's Ferocity, Might Inspirations applied to the wielder increased by 1 tier. Whoa! The Strong, Tenacious, and Energized all go up by 1. That's insane. The difference between a strong or a powerful or tenacious or energized or inspired kind of thing, the difference between a tier 1 and a tier 2 might inspiration is insane. It's superb at the moment, so that's really quite good. The verdigris visage of a jungle cat, fangs bared between drawn lips, dominates this Huana axe. Forged entirely of bronze, saved for the leather wrapped about its grip. The weapon's blade arcs heavily down with each swing, pouncing like the panther that adorns it. That's a one-handed soulbound axe. Specific for a fighter, a barbarian, or a paladin. Yes, please. Well, I like to see. Here you go. Here's an option. You were asking earlier, Emin. Option 1, I am honoured. Option 2, quietly accept a gift. 3, if you want to be a dick, I bet I could sell this for a pretty pand. You could even say something like that just to be an arsehole. Until such day may it bring you glory in battle. I'm just going to quietly accept it because this guy is kind of there's something about him that's off-putting. I'm going to quietly accept. The pool of memories bubbles and churns, catching Humier's attention. Her face grows solemn as she peers into the water. So there's a catch up on a couple of bits there. Out of all the times to be chaotic, I love being the kind of person that, like the TF2 pyro that makes all the other psychopaths go, I know I eat babies for breakfast, but that guy, please no. I love that Meet the Pyro, where the pyro's like so insane. The pyro's so insane. There's a hunt in the chat, folks, hunt in the chat. But he sees himself as like having fun. He's got this bubble gun and he's skipping through the fields going, come on. And in reality, he's this lunatic and all his teammates are like, I fear no man, but that thing. It's it's brilliant. Hunt in the chat, hunt in the chat. You're at 690,000, you need 600,000. I need to lower the water by 90 centimeters. Gotta go in the right direction, it's gonna take time. Water's gonna be the tough one. I've got to try out this mob. What's soulbound? Hello, Grasshopper. Soulbound in this game refers to certain bits of very rare equipment, so certain pieces of weapons and armor that get bound to a character. They're usually the best gear in the game. They're incredibly rare, or once you bind them to someone, that only that user can use them until you unbind them. But if they can, they actually have weapon levels, and by doing certain requirements or achieving certain goals, the weapon becomes more and more powerful. Very common to bind an item to a character in something like an MMO, but in a game like this, soulbound gear is like the tippy top kind of good stuff. I do hope you're having a good Sunday, Grasshopper. Thank you for any lurking you've been doing already. I'm just going to pause things again to stop sound effects coming in if we've got any important dialogue here.
The time has come then for the grand champion of the hunt to be decided.
Okay.
Shit. Time to make good on our big talk.
Love Constantine's voice. He actually did an almost The Wire. Shit.
Ready yourself for battle. Then gaze into the pool of memories.
Nice one. A Stonecrusher Phoenix went down this time. Myself, Duncan, Grasshopper, and Melissa all walking away with profit. Thank you for your noble sacrifice, everybody else. Your profits have gone back into the medical system because you got too injured. The rest of us got off away with a few scratches and are able to spend our profits on blackjack and hookers.
It shall reveal the final right. The battle that shall determine the champion of the hunt. May the greatest of the great achieve eternal glory in our sight.
Oakley dokley. All right, defeat the other chosen and seize the title of champion of the hunt. Interesting. We already took on the current defending champions. That was that fight we just had, the dragonstalker lot. And that was them. I'm surprised no one leveled up after that huge dump of experience we got at the end of the Crucible quest. So if I bring up the quest log here, we'll go down to the island Kazawari, which is where we are. This is everything we've done. So potions of plenty was a side quest, but the rite of passage, then it was the proving, then all these things that say the seeking faces, the slaying faces, the surviving faces, they are additional quests to go back out into the main game world and get additional artifacts. Then the slaying face is a big quest that we did. So I've bested the dragonstalkers and become the chosen of the slaying face. Oh, of course, yeah, there's going to be the other teams of the chosen. So there's now going to be the other chosen fights between the chosen of the survivor and the chosen of the seeker. And then the Crucible itself was all these other bits and pieces. So we've now got the champion of the hunt. I've earned the right to represent one of the faces of the hunt in the Crucible's bloodiest battle. If I prove victorious, I will be named champion of the hunt and become able to commune with the faces of the hunt themselves. So defeat the other chosen and seize the title of champion of the hunt. Each of the faces of the hunt have chosen a contender. The next battle will be a free-for-all, pitting my pack against two others. Ah, okay. So the other two teams, it's going to be a three-way battle, a three-way fight. When I'm ready, I can gaze into the pool of memories and face my most difficult challenge yet. Okay. With all that done, we'll quick save that bad boy right there. That was a perfect middle ground between I'm too old for this shit and she. Indeed. They nailed it. But before we do that, I'm going to talk to Ingari again, because I think there's one more round of artifacts. Basically, I discovered one additional artifact by accident, which was the thumb of Queen, a statue of Queen Wudica, the goddess, the Queen of the gods, Wudica, ahead of time. You can get that, but I hadn't been given the quest to get it, and he's the one who gives you extra artifact quests. Extra artifact quests give you additional fights, and the additional fights, the non-mandatory ones from the pool of memories, give you really good gear. So now that we've done that, perhaps a couple more will open up, and we'll do them. If we get them done today, we'll carry on, but I reckon between tonight and next week we'll finish this DLC. I expect we won't get it all done tonight, but if we have more available, if we don't have any more available, then we'll just carry on with the main quest. I have to go. Have a great stream. No worries, Superclass. Glad you got your snack. Thanks for popping in for a little bit and hanging by. Appreciate your lurking. We will next. No. I've got Monday and Tuesday. I'm on again, but 2 more days till you're back on shore. So you're going to be back on shore circa Wednesday. It'd be good to have you back on terra firma. Stay safe out there the last couple of days, and I hope you have a safe journey back to land. Thank you, Pudsey. Thank you very much indeed. All right, so we will boom save there.
Welcome back.
He's so weird. He's so weird. He's creepy, Ingari.
I hope I can be of service, friend.
Surely you have. If there's any time to have any more rumours, it's now. Do you have any rumours? Any new rumours of artifacts for me to locate?
Rare is the hunter.
Yeah, he says this every time.
Alas, I've told you all that I have leave to. At least until you've proven yourself in the battle royale.
Oh, now that's different. He previously said until you've proven yourself further. That's why I thought maybe there'll be something else prior to the battle royale. But okay.
You now know, as I know.
He apparently anything else we have to do is after the big main fight. So let's crack on. Let's crack on. Angari sounds like a woman of the night. He really does. He's got a voice of a streetwalker. Right then, we have but one choice. We're going to bring our... I think we're pretty much with where we are. Champions of the Hunt Battle Royale. This year's Seeker, Slayer and Survivor Chosen have shown their merits. The time has come for the 3 teams to fight for the grand honour of Champion of the Hunt. It's every pack for themselves in this free-for-all battle. Bring it. Bring it. Why is it showing the basic game art? Should be the DLC art fighting the Fire Titan. Although the Fire Titan was a disappointingly easy fight. Here we go.
The culling is complete. We have at long last the 3 strongest packs of this season.
And now they shall fight. The pack that remains will be the champions of the hunt!
For the glory of the Crucible, in the name of Tuanawai, may the strongest, swiftest, smartest pack triumph.
Nice.
Begin the hunt!
Okie dokie. M says, I'm going to head off for a bit anyhow. I've done what I always do when hungover. Sat talking bollocks over an hour and ignored my food and creeping headache. Also got to dedicate the usual few hours and desperately sweating over how much to lose in the summer sale. I blame your captivating conversation. Well, if you want more, and yes, indeed, thank you so much for becoming a resident of our town. It's been nice having you here, Emma. You've been really engaged in the chat and talking tabletop stuff and 40k and all of that. Lily, just throw up a wee schedule command or something for Emma's benefit. A new week starts next week, but the schedule is going to be basically identical to what's there. If you're into other games as well as isometrical RPGs, obviously there'll be more of this Sunday into the foreseeable future for the next few Sundays, quite a few Sundays still. I'm doing totally blind Dark Souls. I've never done a Souls game before, so I'm on episode 7 of The Adventures of Sir Dies-a-Lot. On Mondays, it's Papers, Please at the moment. On Tuesdays and on Thursdays, we just started Faster Than Light. So if any or all of those are up your street, do feel free to pop by. Hopefully my conversation is as captivating and titillating and all that stuff as otherwise. Regardless, have a great week. Rest up with your hangover. I hope it goes away easily. Get your food. I will see you again before long. Take care, mate. Take care. Okay, as long as it's rude, it's rude but not like creepy or offensive. Rude is fine. Rude is fine. Well, I'll take a little look later, but cool, man. All right, take care of yourself. We'll catch you later on. All right, okay, sound effects and alerts are back on. Very lovely to have you. Thanks for hanging out, Em, and rest up, mate. Rest up. All right. Oh, we're all starting here, are we? Oh, interesting. Ah, now this is the graphic novel bit. We haven't had this for quite a little while. We haven't had the graphic novel view, the dialogue. Okay. The faces of the hunt's words seem to echo within the rising applause from the crowd, the voices melding into one another until the air veritably vibrates with the sound. Which is when you realise the pit at your feet is actually vibrating. Oh no! Oh no! Is something about to come flying out? Thanks to the host, Patsy. The alert will go off in just a second. The band of the bear rest comforting hands on their animals as they look to either side for the next threat. The steady vibration escalates into turbulent trembling, and the chosen raise hands to either side, keeping their feet despite the unsteady ground. The center of the arena explodes. A massive column of swirling water rises before you, lifting the middle of the arena high into the air. The water rains down, cascading across the dry stone ground, meeting the rising water at the edges of the fighting pit. The other chosen shout and gesture, their words stolen by the rush of water. They've come to the same conclusion you have. The arena is flooding. Reke shouted to you, gesturing up into the air. Look! Rope! You see a pair of thick, heavy ropes dangling from the edge of the platform. They whip wildly, buffeted by the titanic column of swirling water that holds the centre of the arena aloft. Their movements preternaturally coordinated. The Quiet Five fall into the water and swim hand over hand towards one of the ropes. Of course, they're all communicating telekinetically. Option 1, try to beat them to it. Option 2, head for the other rope. 3, hang back and wait. Takehu's health is athletics is not that hot. We'll have to head for the other rope. You push against the water, resorting to swimming as it rises to shoulder height. The band of the bear pursues the second rope, coaxing their unwilling animals towards the massive vortex of water. Yeah, they're a bit handicapped, but don't worry, that huge column of water's fine. It's totally fine. And they're trying to tell bears to go and do that. You press after the Band of the Bear, but they have a head start. Options. So we can try to outswim them, which is an athletics check. Use a freeze ability, of which we have loads. Freeze the water around them. Dirty trick, but who cares? All dirty tricks are open. Or 3, ability, summon a distraction. I think freeze ability. Let's use Constantine because his freeze spells regenerate, whereas his might get permanently used up before the fight. So sink thy biting winds of old Neri, devastates enemies with the powerful blast of cold air. Nice. Boom. The temperature plummets as the water hardens around your adversaries, locking them into place. Ha ha, sucks to be you. You achieve the rope first. You can barely make out the other rope through the swirling column. The first of the Quiet Five is almost halfway up the rope. I hope this isn't a mistake. I hope we're not about to get ripped to bits. Climb the rope. As you ascend, your muscles straining against Aora's pull, you hear shouts and splashing below you. The flooded arena splashes and churns around the Band of the Bear, and their animals rear up as an incredibly huge grub rises from the water to face them. Oh, we're going to have another huge doodad. You refocus on climbing. It takes minutes of hard effort, but you pull yourself up the rope to the platform above. It's surprisingly stable, and the audience's applause overcomes the roar of the spinning water. A complete success. A collective team level of 8 or more with our athletics meant that everyone made it up without any injuries. You look up to find the Quiet Five ready and waiting. Oh, it's going to be a one-on-one. Quiet Five versus up on the platform. The bear pack down there have to deal with a bunch of enormous super grubs. There it is. There it is. Patsy, thank you so much for the host. The Cravenstown minions cheer in your honour. If they don't, we beat them. So this is where shit's at now. Oh, there's more cutscenes still.
Got someone in my sights.
Nope, the fight is here. This is very cool. Let me catch up a little bit. Host Lurk Love coming your way. Patsy, thank you so much for the host and leaving a lurk up. And Pal Zamorag, I've just bought the game. Do you have any suggestions to somebody new on this game? If it's welcome Pal Zamorag. Lovely to have you here. Thank you so much for supporting the show and watching, and thank you for any lurking you've been doing already. Yes, no problem. First question: have you played the first game? And second question right after that, are you already familiar or confident with these kinds of isometric RPGs, whether they're real-time with pause or turn-based? So those two things. Have you played the first one, and are you familiar with this kind of classic RPG, CRPG? And then I'll be able to sort of give you a bit of a better answer. Okay, so this entire arena has now flooded. Let's pull out a little bit. Yeah, the ground that we're normally on is way down there. This is the huge column of water. This is just a central part with the drainage that's been lifted up. This area we normally never see. We're already at the height of the statue. That's normally so far above us. Let me think. Maya gets to go first. Welcome back, Avalanche. I figured out what I want to make in Pillars 2. Go on, and I'll tell you what, Pal Zamorag, as a rough guess, I'm going to go with, assuming you don't know anything about the game, let's just say you bought it and you haven't played the first game, I would very strongly suggest, if you're new to this kind of game, oh, sorry, you did have an answer ready. There's a delight. Hey, by the way, I played it, but I never finished it. They borrowed me it. I like those kinds of games, a bit afraid for the multi-classing amount of things. Okay, no problem. I would suggest at the very beginning on Pillars 2, well done Avalanche. Did you load your Pillars 1 save into Pillars 2? And to Pal Zamorag, on Pillars 2, if it's your first time playing through it and you hadn't really finished Pillars 1, the first option you'll get is whether you want to do a turn-based playthrough or a real-time with pause playthrough. Pick real-time with pause. It's a faster, smoother experience. That's the main way the game was designed. This additional mode was put in after the game was released, and the first game was real-time with pause as well. It'll play a lot like Baldur's Gate and so on. And you don't have to do any multi-classing. In Pillars 2 you have the option to multi-class a character if you want. And some characters, their default status when you get them is multi-class, but whenever you get a new companion or a new sidekick, You can choose whether you want it to be one class, an alternative class, or a mix of those two class choices. If you're a bit unfamiliar with multi-classing and its benefits and drawbacks, avoid it, and for the sake of speed and fluency you might have an easier time and just a more enjoyable experience doing it in real time with pause rather than turn-based. Turn-based experience like this, I would recommend Divinity Original Sin, which was built for turn-based from the ground up. You're planning on doing it turn-based. You can if you want. If you really prefer turn-based, you can. It's just because this game was not made with turn-based in mind. It was turn-based was added later, and the turn-based playthrough is rather slow. It's a bit slower than I would like. If you really prefer turn-based and you like to take your time and think, go right ahead. It's just if you're newer, you might... If you find that the pause-based real-time isn't for you, you can stop and go back, whereas it takes a lot longer. Yeah, it's just because it wasn't designed originally for turn-based on the ground up like Divinity was. It was designed with pause-based real-time. I'm doing it turn-based because I streamed the entire first game, all of Pillars 1, for 200 hours blind, and I needed a change. But if I could go back again, I would have stuck with real time with pause, because this is it's well done. It's a bit clunky though. For a game that didn't have this mode in mind, it's incredibly good how well they've implemented it. But it's just doesn't hold a candle to a game that was designed with turn-based at its core. Baldur's Gate 3 and Divinity Original Sin 2 are sort of designed with turn-based at the start, and they work better for it. Yeah, if you're used to... Well, not just so much a case, I would recommend against doing turn-based if you've already done Divinity Original Sin 2, because Divinity is much slicker. Its turn-based system is way slicker than the turn-based system in this one, because it was made for that. Is going to keep watching. Oh, thank you, Powser. Well, I'm glad you think so. I've had some very nice and interesting questions. Obviously, this game's on sale on Steam at the moment, and a few people have been popping in, because this isn't a popular game to stream, really. And I've had a few people coming in and asking, so I do my best to sort of answer questions as far as without... If I take a little bit of time, obviously, it's because I'm allowing the stream flow to go and discuss what I'm doing, and then I'll come back and handle a few more. Let's see. Right, we've got Maya first. She's got the highest initiative. That's interesting. All of these folks are Ciphers. Means they all have psychic backlash. We are going to have a lot of mind control and domination, which is going to be irksome. I think to save the trouble of group debuffs, we need to spread our crew out a bit. Right, who's weak against Pierce? Nothing especially there. Yolatli the Elder is weak against Pierce. Strong against Pierce. I think we'll nail her with this. She's also the leader, Yolatli the Elder. Let's pull in a little bit. This is as big as the arena gets. And then accurate wounding shot. Now this will carry over to hit the others as well. Nice. Oh, that did a solid amount of damage. I think we won't have too much trouble here. Oh, and what class... sorry, unless you already said. You decided to do a multi-class of Paladin and Wizard. Interesting, Avalanche. That's very interesting, but it works. The Paladins in Pillars have got quite a lot of magical aspect to them. They do have a lot of casting. Did the game give it a special name when you pick Paladin and Wizard? So what I mean is, like, if you do a fighter and a barbarian multi-class, the game calls it a brute. And certain other multi-classes combos have got special names depending on which combo. Did Wizard plus Paladin have its own unique name? Arcane Knight. That's pretty badass. That's pretty badass. Okay, so I think we'll get quite a few shots to begin with, because the Ciphers need to build up their focus, which is their class's ability pool, with regular shots before they do. Any of them weak against... what elements are they weak against? Against frost and lightning and water. I bet they're all pretty... Oh, they're very weak against frost. I won't do a wall of frost, because I might need the regenerate resurrection ability, but what about... No, that's too... Oh, hang on. How far can you get to here? Can we nail a few of them with a blast of frost from there? Oh, we can. Have at you. It is. Oh, hang on. It was. So I thought you said. Hang on. I thought you said, right, who's weak against piss for a split second?
What a lovely day!
I was debating on Paladin and Priest, but I love playing Wizards. I always wanted to try Paladin. It's the best of both worlds. Fair. Melissa started a hunt. Let's do this! Exclamation mark hunt in the chat. Exclamation mark hunt in the chat. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, Tekehu, our druid's doing his good that they're weak against that. Oh, fuckers. Frightened and Sickened. That's the first of their abilities going on. Frightened and Sickened on that one. Okay. About to put that shock buff up. Okay, Constantine, get to here, and you're going to summon, because these summoned weapons are going to do amazing because they don't have minds of their own. They're going to be completely immune to like most of the shit that they can cast, which is great. Okay, Eulatli. Oh no, who's this one? Eulatli the younger. Oh, it's her daughter.
Hey there.
They're all resolute. We've got no concentration. Okay, ladies. Quiet 5. Oh no, it's guys and girls. No, it isn't. They're Ciphers and they're also all female characters. Okay, I was right the first time. Ladies, I am going to make your lives unpleasant. My monk here, you know what Krayven is going to do, fire god-like monk that he is. This is going to sting. The wheel, the challenge is an enemy gaining. I might use that, but for now, Swift Flurry, Enduring Dance, Thunderous Blows, Whispers on the Wind. Who's weak against crush damage? You are.
How do you like that?
Bam, 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 bam. Right, okay, that's 2 of them half dead already. It's so overpowered. It's so overpowered. Hey, Citizen Enigma, Citizen Edgy Strike as well. Thank you for lurking already, both of you. Welcome to the chat. Happy Sunday. I love my monk. I love his Whispers on the Wind. I love how hard it breaks the game when you've got more than one enemy. Oh, we had enough hunters to summon a Cliff Haunter Brood, but it kicked our ass. It's still super impressive to even summon one. Right, we've got a few active hunters now. That's awesome. And you're doing some art, Enigma. That's brilliant. What kind of stuff are you working on, if you don't mind me asking? Alright, let's lock down a couple of... Okay, those 3 are now locked where they are. Can we... Let's get his barbarian... So this guy's a brute. He's a... I can put up my passive stuff, but they're all frightened, so they can't use his all his super cool shit. Let's
the pleasure is mine.
Bop her on the head a bit. Taking half my life. Oh dear. As art usually does. I'm still working on that spacey landscape with the mushrooms instead of trees. Awesome. You know what that makes me think of, Enigma? It makes me think of House Telvanni from Morrowind. If you know the Elder Scrolls, and Morrowind in particular, you may recall the 3 great houses of Hlaulu, Redoran and Telvanni, and the Telvanni were the most magical house, also the least pleasant house. They were wizards who would grow giant magical huge mushrooms that they lived in, so it's making me think of that. Instantly making me think of that. That sounds very... It does sound very cool. Edgy, how are you? Thank you for any lurking you've been doing since the last time we caught you in the chat. I do hope life is treating you all right. You remember them, wicked. So you got it in my head like what I'm thinking of. The Telvanni rules on theft, arguments, anything. Like, if someone accuses you of theft and you kill them, then the item belongs to you because you clearly had the right to keep it. Basically, if you can get away with murdering anybody, then you know you had a better argument. Is the whole Telvanni a whole Telvanni stance? Yeah. Do I have enough to do that again? I don't. Right, I'm going to start stun locking a couple of these folks. I don't even have enough wounds to do a stun lock. It's this cool ability called Raise Torment. It's a powered up version of a Torment's Reach where enemies behind are now stunned instead of staggered, but I don't have enough wounds to pull it off. All the other buffs are up though, so let's just beat the Silent Cipher to death. Oh, not quite enough to beat her to death.
You need something.
Yes. What can we unleash apart from hell on Ocean Burst? A couple of these folks are weak against water. He is, and... Alright, a good enough reason. I can do a concentrated effect as well. If I do Ocean Burst here, but I shrink it down, this is a cool ability called Spell Shaping, where the bigger the spell, the lower the power. So if you shrink the spell right down, it goes up by 1 power level from its default. So I'm going to put that right in there. And then our weapons, call to his something, armaments goes off. That's it, call to his bidding, the ancient instruments of death. We can start using those right away. So our ancient bow of doom. Edgy's doing alright. Done with the temp job, so I'm set for a couple of months at least while I find another job. That's good. It takes the pressure off when you're on the hunt for something new. Is the next thing, Edgy, you're trying to get permanent, or what's your plan there? But that's good. I'm glad you've got that sorted. Armor down to 9. We could be able to kill this one. Resonance of 9. Let's just use that instead. Resonance of none. Strong armor against pierce. Strong against pierce. What about you? I want to save the resonance. I really do. Let's just put it on her. Bang. Sounds like a solid set of rules if you ask me. That's it. The Darkens put the phoenix chick in a dish of ashes and smouldering coals beneath a bird perch so it can sleep. Told torch the fire elemental to watch over it and reheat the coals if necessary. Nice. That's if you kill the owner of an item you wanted more, then you obviously deserve it. Yeah, meaning you obviously deserved it. It's great. Also work on some art commissions. That's cool. Nice. That sounds like everything's coming up Millhouse. Okay, it's taking that shot. Okay, Constantine. I want my party buffs going on, so let's move you round to about here, and then shoot her in the face.
How about this? Pretend you didn't see that.
Or, you know, miss, that's fine. Let's pretend. He asked us to pretend we didn't see that, so we won't. All his cool buffs are up, but he's stuck in a 3-way. It's not gay if it's in a 3-way. Oh no, he's still managing to clip her. That's amazing. That's how brutal barbarian swings. Yolatli the elder, Yolatli the younger, you can watch your mother die and then you'll be next. And our other animated weapons. And Edgy said, looking for something relatively permanent so I can work on my portfolio and hopefully get into the college I want to attend next year. I hope you get that. That's a really good goal to have. Oh, we've got the spear weapon, weak against pierce, strong against pierce. She's weak against pierce and... yeah, okay, we'll move the spear around to here. We'll come in on this side so the flanking's going on. And we'll do a knockdown. Wham! Didn't even knock it down. Damn, she's tough on her feet. I'll give her that much. And the daughter is slightly weaker against slash damage. Alright, well, we'll flank her with the sword. And then we use the paladin ability, Flames of Devotion, that's on the enchanted sword. Bop. Bop, biddly up, bop, bop. Congratulations, Darkens. Well fought, both of you. That's very, very good. I hope it all works out for you indeed, as Lila said. That sounds great. I'm glad it's all coming up well. Good fights all round. Victory, Lord Darkens. Okay, the animated weapon is done. Yolatli the younger. Okay, they're buffing themselves. They've got a whole bunch of good buffs up. I'll give them that. I haven't even had to summon anything. Right, let's put a few marks on the ones that are in slightly better shape. She's about to go down. And you, she probably doesn't merit it. And this one. But we'll shoot. Nice, it distracted the other. We got the double damage bonus. Might use a resonance as Krayven's next ability. It's going to be hard, but I'm ready to put in work. Who needs sleep is overrated. Sleep is for the weak when you're studying for your dreams. Ocean burst goes off. No, it's pretty good. That one's weak against water. I don't know why it's saying weak against Oh, that was a nasty mind ability that's gone and dazed and confused all of us. Oh no! Oh no! They charmed Ishi. I told you there'd be mind control. Ishi, our parrot, has now been charmed against us and is now an enemy. I've got to make sure I don't hit him by accident. But this is why I've got these animated weapons, because the animated weapons can't be charmed. I don't think. Nice. And the animated spear. We'll go for the knockdown. Knocked it down this time. She didn't have any concentration left. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yo Express. Sorry, I'm no perfect English is a hard language. Yayo Express. If it is your second language or your third language, or let's perhaps say if you have something like dyslexia, we won't judge you at all. However, with the phrase language, possibility that you're having a bit of a laugh with us, but no offense intended if you're not. Welcome on in. We don't judge anybody on their English. You're more than welcome here. Let's have a gander. Okay, that one's done. Oh no, Ishi. Okay, Ishi's clawing the weapons. I definitely didn't say that quote. Oh, it's the spear gets to go. Oh yeah, the sword gets to go. I was thinking it was a bit slow. No penetration. Title of my sex tape. That silent Ciphers got the strong fit inspiration. No worries, Yayo. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your view support. Or a oh my God, Lila just lowered. Wow. Wow, that is a lower tone. In my country, not many English. Hey, no problem. More than happy. You're A-okay. And if I happen to not quite understand a message, if you do a longer one and I struggle a bit to follow it, please don't feel bad if I say I'm sorry, I can't quite follow it. I respect that you're learning, but if I do struggle to follow one in future, I'll just have to say, and there's nothing personal meant by it. I wish I was around to hear that quote. It's a joke I found on a T-shirt somewhere, Darkens, if I remember correctly. What spells might be helpful against these folks? Particularly helpful. I'm not entirely sure. I think perhaps we can if we just buff ourselves, if we just buff most of our party against nasty bits and bobs, we'll be all right. Okay, same for me. You know any language of Africa? You're from Sigonia. I used to know a tiny bit of Swahili. Diane says he does that with those who have a good grasp too. Very true, very true. I went to Tanzania for a little while, like a month and a bit, many years ago, many years ago. And Tanzania, they speak very, I think Swahili originated, like as a language was developed and originated in Tanzania. And I learned some Swahili when I was there. Not just Mambo and Jambo, but a few other ways to greet, like more polite ways to greet village elders. That's about it. So I need to say, if you meet a village elder at the beginning of the day, you'd say Kanweli. And then if you see them again later in the day, you say Weyuli. It's like a polite way to say good day. I remember those two bits. I honestly remember almost nothing else. I just made sure that I learned how to speak politely to the elders of a village in the places. We were doing like a world challenge thing. We were doing walking routes for Lonely Planet guidebooks to help boost a particular village's tourism in a region called Tungamalenga. Yeah, I remember that trip very fondly. I had a wonderful time. The last time I was in Africa was not that long ago. Actually, it was earlier this year, but it was Tunisia. And obviously, it's got a very big European influence, and they speak Arabic, not Swahili or anything like that. Do you know the Sugondi province of Eritrea? I don't. I'm afraid my knowledge of many of the countries of Africa is somewhat limited. I don't know Eritrea or Sugondi at all. The only one I have any real sort of internal knowledge of is Tanzania. I know now a little bit of Tunisia, but that's it. So, sorry, Africa's such a huge continent, and there's so much culture and distinct languages and different tribes and different regions and counties and provinces in each country. There's so much to learn. It's kind of really hard to know it all. Hell, we were in Ruaha National Park in Tanzania. 10,000 square miles, and that we were like the only 16 people in it. That national park was like the size of England, and like almost nobody is in it, or something like that. It was completely crazy. Easy to forget that because you're used to looking at a flat map, the curvature. And the flat maps tend to massively exaggerate the size of Canada and the US, and especially Europe and England, versus the actual size of Africa. Africa is fucking huge. And Tanzania language is close to Sugondi language. You can learn Sugondese. Is Sugondese like a dialect of Tanzanian Swahili, or is it like its own completely distinct language? Oh, very good. Well played, Sugondese nuts. Excellent. I'm kudos to give you that. I'm kind of impressed. Let's have a look. See. Oh man. Oh, we're just shy of being able to fire. Oh damn! Mind play, confused and staggered. I can't use any of my special abilities. I can only use passives, and that's it.
Of course.
Well done, Yayo. Well done. Well done. I almost didn't read it out. I was like, he or she's earned it. She or she's earned it. Well done. Oh, a little bit of a heal and a robust bonus. Okay, Constantine. Constantine. I have to tell you what, though, Yayo, your giveaway there, the one that sort of raised my cynicism, and it's more obvious now, is the language. You need to make the misspelling of language a little bit more. That's the only dent. That's the only gap in your armor for having a bit of a wind up. Yeah, no worries. That was because it's too accurately misspelled. The WIDGE, that DGE bit, that gives away that you know how to spell the J, the English language. You'd probably need to change that to a J, and even then it might be too obvious. No, it pulled it. Yayo pulled it off. Yayo pulled it off. But there's good trolling, and there's a bit of good fun, and then there's like just sad little toxic stuff. And Yayo's effort there definitely fell into the former. So I've got to give credit where it's due. I don't mind it, and it wasn't like anything overly toxic either. It was just kind of funny. This whole build up to Sugondi's nuts. Is there actually I mean, there's clearly not a Sugondi region of Eritrea. That was very good. Like, oh, Sugondi's part of Eritrea. That sounds believable. That was the strongest bit of it. That was the strongest bit of it, and the language is the weakest part. You made it all up. Well done, well done, well done. It was humorous. Yeah, I can tolerate. That's such a rare thing for someone to actually do some humorous trolling and pull it off. Kudos, much kudos. Hey, Notorious Kyoko, how you doing? Let's see. What should we pick? Oh, we could do a. Oh no! Damn it! That's a frighten ability that affects everybody. Maybe I could put it over in this direction, and their fear followed them into the foothills. Goodness gracious!
Saint Evil.
Darkens, thank you for another 75 biddies, mate. I thank you very much indeed. It's so kind. And guys, are getting me pretty good. That one, the King Kong one's a harder one to pull off, but you work with it.
Locally.
Yeah, you're a good sport. Thank you so much for the follow. Residency to Krayven's Town is granted. Lodgings are being prepared. Please ignore the screams. They are screams of joy. If anyone happens to dissent from this official town propaganda, report them to your nearest enforcer for re-education and, if necessary, processing. It was waved at welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. One luck, Krayven. Much luck with the stream. You're going to move on to your next victim. Fair play. Well, if we see you around again, in fact, let me give you the schedule. It'll be the same as it is next week. This is the last stream of this week, but I'm doing a blind playthrough of Dark Souls. Episode 7 of the Adventures of Sir Dies-a-Lot is on Monday. Just started Papers, Please. Second stream of that is on Tuesday. Just started, and all of these are blind. I tend to do a lot of blind playthroughs. FTL is on Thursday, and more of this is on Sunday. So if that's up your street, awesome. Regardless, have a great weekend, good week, stay safe, and good luck. Good luck with your next one. I hope they take it in good grace as well. Notorious Kyoko, how are you doing? Notorious. We are Kyoko. Take care, mate. Take care. Maya, what's she got going on? How much longer is our... Oh my god, Whispers of Treason for 5 rounds? Our parrot's been charmed for 5 rounds. That's just bloody rude. We've got Weather the Storm, Yolalith the Younger, marked for the hunt. If I drop her to about here, perhaps I can shoot her mum some more, and then skewer her with it as well. Ha! Oh no, it's still hitting the other silent cipher. Right, Weather the Storm goes off. We got some elemental defenses. Beautiful. Just a little bit longer, Lone Wolf. Hunts like a lone wolf. Someone reported me to the enforcers for going against the propaganda. It didn't end well for the enforcers that tried to take me. Yeah, well, taxes and laws barely apply to you anyway, Darkens. You've got like a practically inquisitorial penthouse. What the hell? 4 rounds of stasis shell on our druid. Fucking Ciphers, man. Bloody Ciphers and their cipher abilities. Okay. I haven't splatted any of these Ciphers yet. All their mind control abilities are causing me all kinds of grief. Now, I have enough wounds available to do... I don't have Thunderous Blows up. Now the hunt is available. Now the hunting is oops, I pressed the wrong scene button there. I know what I'm doing. Professional streamer. Now we'll go. We'll get a Stone Crusher Phoenix, hopefully. We might even summon a Cliffhaunter Brood, maybe beat it. But there's a hunt in the chat. There's a hunt in the chat. You know what to do. Ride out with me on the dawn of the third day. Look to the east. No, I wasn't going to do this, was I? I wasn't going to do this. I was going to do Resonance, and in which case I can go Thunderous Blows and then go bam. Wiped out that one. Done. How's she not dead? How's she not dead? And that should have stung a couple of others. Okay, but finally we took out one Cipher. We took out one Cipher. Beautiful. We got a good solid... How many hunters have we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice. That should be a safe amount for Stone Crusher Phoenix. Of course, anyone else is more than welcome to join. Our animated weapons are still present and correct. Perhaps we should interrupt whatever that lady's about to do. That silent Cipher. Didn't remove any of her concentration. Gosh darn it. Dag nabbit. That spear. Now we fire off with Resonance. See if we can get Yolatli the Elder down. Yolatli the Younger, oof, she's going to have a hard time. And the Parrot is attacking weapons that are going to eventually despawn. 4 more rounds of Whispers of Trees and 1 more round of Mind Plague! Darkens finds that unacceptable. Thank you so much. The 75 biddies, my friend. It is truly appreciated. Thank you kindly. You marvellous, wonderful, sexy, sexy fellow. Okay, Yolatli the Younger goes splat, fiery weapons. What is he still tanking at this point? He's still taking on both of them. Let's get her finished if we can. Let's finish off Yolatli the Elder. They'll suffer morality loss when Jesus Christ. Oh my God! It's a good job Yolatli the Younger was facing the other way. Bits of her mother are everywhere. Damn. Damn. Do yourself a favour, Yolatli the Younger. Don't turn around.
What's that?
Stone Crusher Phoenix and Krayven, Edgy, Duncan, Enigma and Patsy all walking away with 70 creds in their pocket, a profit of 50 creds total. Rip me. Pudsey, better luck next time. You'll be grand. You'll be grand. There's a nice little pocket of creds you got for the time you've already been watching. And of course, the creds are not only earned through gambling, the various hunting or spinning or dueling methods we got, but of course, first and foremost by supporting the channel. And it doesn't just have to be financial. Anything like hosting or following and so on are little ways to get yourself 5 here and there. If you're watching on a desktop as well, periodic treasure chests come up that you can tap, and you've got all those web methods. And if you want to go happy, we've got the get happy with the gambling. We've got hunting, dueling and spinning, exclamation mark spin and exclamation mark hunt. Hunt is when a hunt comes up to join in. Spin you can do at any time, once per minute, and dueling 2 people have to agree to take part to do that. And the Streamlabs obviously has its built-in scratch a card and pick a card games, but the ones that are Cravenstown specific are clearly better. Clearly better. Alright, oh, Constantine has another ability available, or does he? No, he doesn't. Right, what happens if we pull back a ways? Well, that's not too bad of a disengagement hit. That's not so bad.
How about this?
There you go, there's the spinning. 75 creds, you've got 2 of the same next to each other. Next to each other. Yeah, thanks Enigma. I put in a few little different mini games there that you can use at any time. Yo, Inkyria, Resident Inkyria, hello. How are you, man? How goes the music making? How goes the drawing?
You were saying?
Very well, cheers. Yeah, folks, if you don't already know, I think Inkyria might have shared it around a few other places like Weirdo Manor as well as Cravenstown, but it's working on it's been working on a very cool, very well made and put together album of sort of EDM versions, various types of electronic music, trance and dubstep influences and everything else of popular video gaming tracks. And if they're not up already, they're up very soon on all your outlets like your iTunes and your Spotify. It's really, really top stuff. And that's on top of him already being an extraordinarily talented artist and tattoo artist as well. Showcase upcoming this weekend. Wicked, man, wicked. Is it all sort of sorted and good and together for you now? Maya's shot was... Oh, damn, she hit Ishii. Why am I trying to target Ishii? I just need that to go away. Mind Wave. Ooh, okay, again, that was against the animated weapons.
What I was going for.
Jeez Louise. Problem is, if Krayven here does his Whispers on the Wind, he'll probably kill the parrot. That's not the end of the world. Okay, we got Thingy the Younger. Bam! No penetration. Rendering videos. No, honestly, Kyria, you say that, but you deserve it. It's some really great work. I'm genuinely impressed.
So that's how it's gonna go.
Oh my god, the amount of wounds that he's gonna have now. I might have to kill the parrot. I might have to kill the parrot because the Whispers on the Wind is gonna be too tempting. Okay, Reke's buff. Oh, all his personal buffs are gone. So we're going to put Tactical Barrage back up and Vigorous Defense from his fighter pool. From his barbarian pool, we're going to re-trigger a Blood Frenzy and then do a Barbaric Blow. Crush and slash damage. Bang, bang. To Kehu.
Yeah.
He's still stunned. Stasis shell for 2 rounds. Okay, obviously Krayven's got like 10 wounds. All his buffs have worn off again. Okay, well we can fix that easily. Swift Flurry, Enduring Dance, Thunderous Blows, Whispers on the Wind, aka the haha fuck you button. Even laughs before he does it. Bam, 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 bam. Don't kill the parrot, you. Oh, well, there goes Yolatli the Younger. Well, both of them, Yolatli the Elder and Yolatli the Younger, will be quite easy to bury because they're both in piles of bloody chunks. And that Cypher's nearly dead as well. Alright, I definitely want that Cypher to keep hitting Krayven. He's got tons of hit points and the wounds give him superpowers. Kill the parrot, kill the parrot. Do you want to... This... I don't want Ishii to become a late parrot. Bereft of life, he rests in peace. If you hadn't nailed him to the perch, you'd be pushing up the daisies. That kind of scenario. That is thoroughly avoidable, if at all possible. And our animated weapon just got a killing blow. Another one exploded to chunks. Well, the Garden of Life bonus isn't happening anytime soon. If you get the Garden of Life requires the corpses to still be there. That silent Cypher is probably wondering where his friends went. The only ally he's got is our temporarily treasonous parrot. Okay, Constantine.
How about this?
How about this?
Smart, sir. That
was a solid hit, actually, from him. He doesn't usually hit for very much. And our animated swordy sword. Let's get a flanking bonus, but we'll use Flames of Devotion. This is a cool paladin ability. It's nice to still have access to it via the Chanter's summons.
I'm listening.
Maya is right there. Shoot it in the face. Marked for the hunt. The ranger debuff ability is already on it. So accurate wounding shot. Get the most bang for our bond hunting pool resource.
Still got it.
68 damage. Rock solid. Was that? Yeah, it was a crit on the basic hit. And now the crowd's already cheering. I wouldn't be shocked if the water goes away and we have to do a follow-up fight because this is shockingly simple. This is incredibly easy. Wrecker. Gonna put Wrecker between the possessed parrot and Krayven, so he can just... In fact, I'll move him round to here, so we've got the flanking bonus. All his buffs should still be up. Yeah, they're all good, so go for another barbaric blow.
Tahoyuki.
Whoa, that was actually good. Wrecker doesn't actually hit that hard, considering he's a freaking barbarian fighter hybrid. You'd think he'd do better, but sometimes he does hit pretty well. Working with large files are going to lurk. We'll chip in again in a bit. No worries, man. Thank you so much for the lurk. You lovely lurkers of the...
Is my mic still work? Yeah, it is. Oh, thank fuck for that. I thought I'd really screwed myself there. You lurkers are the mortar within the bricks, between the bricks. Every last one of you is appreciated. Thanked. Thank you. All the buffs are still up. Ah, I know what we'll do. We'll do a skyward kick.
Try this.
Bruce Lee freaking Enter the Dragon kick.
Yours to command, Captain.
Oh,
I've done something to the mic. Alright, shit, hang on.
I have Reke, our brute fighter combo, a barbarian fighter combo that's called a brute. Oh man, none of these folks are going to get buried. None of these folks are going to get buried. Is there any of them left alive? Oh, our stupid parrot is still whispered of treason for one more round. I'll just let that ride out. I'll just let that ride out. Man, my internet's been wonky again. Oh, Neef, that sucks. That is a total pain in the bum. Wonky internet. I was absolutely bogged down with wonky internet for a whole chunk of second half of May and the first half of June. It was a bloody nightmare. Reduced healing? Why? Shocked and appalled. Right, I'm just skipping turns here until Ishii stops being hostile.
Need something?
Yeah, just Ishi needs to chill his beans. That's it. Okay, just claw our eyes for a little bit. And there we are, fight over. You catch your breath, turning from the fallen bodies of your foes and into the audience's roar. The faces of the hunt's voice joins them, rolling across the arena like thunder. Oh my goodness. Dragon time! A drake swoops down over the arena, adding its own howling challenge to the cacophonous din. With powerful strokes of its wings, it rises higher, before turning directly towards you. It descends, claws readied, fanged maw gaping. I am glad we're not getting out of here without a bit of dragon action. No worries, Neef. We're up for another hour and a wee bit. So if you're able to come back, cool. If not, it's been a pleasure having you here. I do hope a restart fixes your internet for you, mate. Options we got to deal with this. Ability, conjure a magical decoy as a distraction. 2, everyone get out of the way, don't let it get you, which is a dexterity check. Now, my monk is ludicrously dexterous because he's a monk. He's got dexterity of 17, which should be enough to pass any check. Athletic ability, down the ropes now, or 4, rope and grappling hook, attempt to snare the drake. Oh, that's a perception check. I don't know if we have anyone perceptive enough. I'm not sure if this is a dexterity check for just my monk. This would be a walk in the park. If it's dexterity check for the whole party, it absolutely won't be. Let's see. Rekka, dexterity of 15. Constantine, dexterity 12. That's not going to be good enough. Dexterity 15. Dexterity 4. We're actually a fairly dexterous party. We could get away with this. What is our perception like? I have to admit, the idea of snaring it with a grappling hook feels kind of badass. Alright, perception 16. Perception 11. 11. 18. And 10. If our fighter, or our better yet, our ranger can use the grappling hook, we could pull this off. I think this is a job for the ranger with perception of 18. Attempt to snare the drake with a grappling hook. Oh, it's a watcher-only check. Oh, fuck that. Okay, never mind. Yeah, because Krayven's are very dexterous, but he's not all that perceptive with, like, aiming and things like that. I can't. It's a watcher-only one. So everyone get out of the way. Don't let it get you. A dexterity check, however. Oh, damn. That was a party-wide check. Damn it. Damn it. Partial success. It did. Dexterity check 13 against the others. So everyone made it. Rekka made it, Krayven made it, Maya made it, Takehu made it. Unfortunately, Constantine failed. You hit the ground just as an inferno erupts above your head, singeing your equipment. Singe, singe, singe. You hear screaming and realize that not everyone was so quick on their feet. Oh, shit. Serious burn. Oh, damn. Our poor chanter. -2 dexterity, -3 burn armor rating. Got a bit cooked there. Ouch. Constantine was injured. Ah, balls. The flames subside as the drake circles for another attack. You're nearer the edge of the platform now, however, nearer the ropes down. Conjure a magical decoy as a distraction. Oh, he's the only one who can he? Oh! We can summon another dragon. That's cool. Yes. Let's summon a temporary dragon. A second drake answers the beckoning call, manifesting whole cloth from the abundant ambient essence of the arena. It sweeps over you, rising to slam into the descending drake, and the pair spiral down, locked in clawing, biting combat towards the blood-red sea. The crowd cheers. Oh, in the meantime, the water underneath that whirlpool that kicked off has now turned blood red. Should have done that right away rather than getting our poor chanter cooked alive. I wish I had a lady summoning my dragon once in a while. Giggity. Nice. It didn't work. Oh, Neef, it sucks. It sucks. We're hanging in there. We're holding out hope for you. Holding out for a hero. And by hero, a successful router fix. The crowd cheers. You shimmy, 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 shimmy down the rope and alight on the foot of water left on the arena floor. The corpse of the colossal grub lies curled in the water. Oh, that's what caused all the blood. Yeah, the bear team, the third team, was trapped down here because we froze them in the ice. They're not going to be happy about that. Its thick carapace, rent and bloody, mauled by bears and gnawed at by smaller grublings. The band of the bears' druids chant, holding the small beasts under their sway. Respect. As your adversaries for this final round, looking rather battered and bruised, turn toward you, the faces of the hunt's voice echoes through the arena, silencing the crowd. A pity, booms the slaying face. Only 2 remain. Only one can persist, the surviving face notes. The other must fall. The question that remains is which, the seeking face observes, her voice little more than a whisper on the edge of hearing. Let the greatest prevail, the slaying face roars. I'm trying not to go too loud because I know that this crappy headset mic does a lot of peaking, unfortunately. So again, apologies. Let's finish. So we now have to go right off the back of that first fight into another fight against the bears, this druid crew. Oh, and it's in the water as well. Oh, dearie me. Okay,
how embarrassing.
Oh my god, they just immobilized half our party with their initiative's so high that it actually immobilized half our crew. Alright, so some enormously weird robo-worm has been gutted and ripped apart by them while we fought above here. This is it. This is the big one. This is the big one. It's weird. Ishii... Alright, half our party literally can't move.
Yours to command, Captain.
I think it's best to just throw up a big buff on all of us. Let them come to us. We're stuck anyway. Great brother Oscar. Okay, he's doing that swarm of flies ability. Our bird's immune. Obviously, that was a ground-based attack. They've got to wade through things. I can't remember half these druid spells. I think we need to buff up for this one. Potion of superior elemental defense. I think considering how badly he got burned, he'll need that. For how many rounds? 7 rounds. Although it would be good to get a summon on them early doors, start delivering some damage. Because he starts off with 7 chants. Called unto his bidding, the ancient instruments of death. Yeah, let's drop a few of them on their head, at least start slapping them around with that stuff. I have a feeling this team is going to be tougher. They've taken control of some of the grubs as well that were previously enemies. Oh, the grub's having a hard time wading through the water. I love that stilted animation that they have. Okay, the bear companion. Oh, that's some outstanding pathfinding. Some wonderful pathfinding there from the bear companion. Okay, they're considering how underwater they are. Those bears should be stood up or they should be drowning. Is Rekka still immobilized? Yeah, thorny roots. Yeah, he can't move at all. Is he close enough to charge some? No, I want them to come to us. I want them to come to us. Okay, take a pot. Potion of elemental defense, 10 rounds. Because they're going to be using a bunch of druid abilities, so I thought some rather than potion of attuned body, and this, that, and the other, we'll start stacking some serious defenses so their spells can't do a great lot to us.
Let's wash that down with an antidote.
Lost too much water.
Holy shit, what was that? Sun Lance. That wasn't even a crit. That was a hit. That Sun Lance almost wiped out our healer. Okay, these guys are not fooling around. Feck me. Alright, she's immobilized as well. Is anything close enough to actually shoot? Because her range is incredible. It is. Right, let's start doing some damage. Bam. Okay, they're about the same level of toughness in terms of hit points as the other team. Called to his body the ancient instruments of death. Okay, the bow is always first. We are gonna brother druid. Great brother Osgar's probably the toughest. Anything else weak against Pierce. The bears are pretty well armored naturally. Sister Ranger is looking weak against Pierce. Let's get the maximum out of that we can. Solid hit. We could perhaps lock them down for a turn with these weapons. Slash... The grub will be able to get a little basic hit in there. The brother ranger and sister ranger at the back there are looking somewhat viable. Can he just get through that? Oh, damn, that spear's down. The spear's got a lot of health, but it's down to 60% already. Anywho, let's see if we can knock one of them down. Bam. Grazed her, but at least it floored her. And slash damage. Okay, Great Brother Osgar's weak against that, and it's got some fire bonus as well. Some paladin ability. What's this called again? Flames of Devotion. That's it. Bam! Done.
That's not what I was expecting.
Ouch. Okay, I already need to... These guys are already proven harder work than the Ciphers were. Let's take that second wind early doors. Patch back up. Is the bramble still there? Yeah, immobilized. Right. Ability disabled by shared pain. That's frustrating. Right, in that case then, we're going to open up with the Dichotomous Soul. Haven't used this one in a while. This summons like twin enemies that fight for you. Okay, so let's get them involved, but you don't get any control over them. And then the other one, Fiery Soul, can start beating up that grub. We might be able to do any damage directly, but we can have others to do it for us. Oh wait, why did I end the turn there? That was foolish. Some more outstanding pathfinding. Okay. I can't wait till I upgrade this microphone. I have a nice little XLR port that you can knock a bit without it going haywire.
Do I look a little green in the bed to you?
Okay, has everyone sort of been... Oh, it's Plague of Insects. That technically poisons you for a while. Still immobilized? No, but we're in a slog zone. When you're wading through water, it's called a slog zone. We get any closer? Okay. Let's get the debuff chance up. Once we get a tad closer, he can reach this one. Nice, she's vulnerable to the pierce. I think we'll get through this, but it's definitely going to be harder. Ah, 17 hit point graze on Sister Ranger. She's still sitting there looking healthy. Gosh darn it. Okay, and our animated sword gets another crack. Yeah, they definitely seized the initiative so far. I'd love to drop some AI. Smack my mic up. Oh, of all the times to do it, I'm very mad at myself. Alright, Dichotomous Souls are wrecking that.
My blood is thick.
Oh my goodness, okay, that's a problem. We've lost our healer and the only other one who has a res spell. Okay, we're going to have to save up our points on Constantine because he has a chant that can resurrect someone, but that's a real problem. That Sun Lance ruined us. Not in a slog zone anymore. That was unexpected. No, it was just literally a little thing. I'm so good at normally moving my hand and not getting it, but I knocked it briefly in excitement, and sometimes the cable in it is a Blue Yeti. The Blue Yeti cable is kind of soft and weak, and when you plug it back in, Windows doesn't recognize it properly. It's kind of frustrating because it's not the first time it's happened. It's rare, but I can't plug it and replug it. Once it's out and you plug it back in, it just doesn't detect it properly. What I'm going to try and do is do a little test to see if it happens, if there's a way I can plug it and replug it and then redetect the software properly. If you plug it back in once the PC is already up and live, it just goes, oh, didn't install correctly. It's quite annoying, unfortunately. I'm wondering if anyone's gone and done the clipped the deep voice bit. Right, we've got some stuns up. We've now got a fighter in the middle of it. Yeah, to be honest, the Blue Yeti is actually quite good for a USB mic, but is only good when you've got the voice meter virtual mixer software as well. On its own, I think it's fine, but it's not on par with an XLR mic. which is my next sort of upgrade. And also the strength of the cable. You can flick it and knock it about. It's got one of those old school USB-C sort of wedge with a thing. It's quite loose. I'm not a fan of the. It's a well-made mic, but I'm not a fan of the cable port at all. Anywho, just a little bit unlucky. Just a little bit unlucky. But Frisk's community have been very good sports about it.
How many of you are there?
Looks like she needs her second wind. Gonna move her forward to make up for things. She can now shoot downwind a little bit. The bears are pretty tough. Let's start taking on our brother druid here. She can do some additional damage with her shots like so. We got a hunt. We've got a hunt. There seems to be quite a delay. There's suddenly a huge delay. I think knocking things and replugging stuff has gone and put a delay on sound effects and things. Hope it's not on alerts as well. Anyway, there we are. Okay, now, still immobilized. Are you kidding me? How far can we get with that charge? Right.
How do you like that?
That looks like it hurt.
That's a little bit better. Next turn we'll get things in. Oh shit, that'd be why. After all the dialogue and bits and pieces. My bad, my bad. There we are. I'm an idiot. Let's do them again. Because yeah, that just mutes them straight through.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely
Exclamation mark hunt in the chat. Exclamation mark hunt in the chat. Okay. Okay, we've done the charge. Right, Monk has done Path of Pain. That grub's nearly down. Ishi can actually now... Yeah, surprised he was getting slowed down by the water. Let's start clawing this thing. In fact, let's do a headbutt to interrupt. He's about to do that rusted armor. It's a druid debuff that gets rid of your armor. Thanks, folks. Yeah, I'd kind of forgotten that was still on, which happens from time to time. Right, Brother Ranger. Yes, you got range. It is all rangers and druids. It is all rangers and druids. Great brother. What's his name? He's stunned. Stunned. It takes out their turn. Very nice ability. On stunning is really powerful on a turn-based playthrough. Right, we'll pull the bow back a little bit. Keep shooting Sister Ranger, who's weak to pierce. Oh man, the grazes. We're getting very unlucky with the grazes at the moment. The spear is still prone. What the hell, man? That's 2 turns and that spear has been prone. Oh, Stone Crusher Phoenix went down. Beautiful, beautiful. Good job.
My blood is thick.
Kay and myself. Nice. That is a tasty profit. Wow, rigged. Don't know what you're talking about. Absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Never rigged. Never rigged. System's absolutely, totally rigged.
Very nice, Rekka.
Okay, that's... Oh, good God. Oh, Darken's last little bit, you snuck into first place on the podium this week. Profit isn't for peasants. Sorry. Oh, K Majesty throwing shade. And Darken's, thank you so much for the 75. Bless you. Very much appreciated. Very much appreciated. The bear companions are still stunned. Wow, the dichotomous guys last longer than I thought. The fire might kill the grub. Nice. Okay, our birdie just got...
Let's watch that down.
Holy shit. Isha has got like 2 health left. Okay. Okay, enough's enough. Enough's enough. Apparently I'm still immobilized despite having... I've sprinted him with a special ability away from the thorns, but I've still carried the immobilization with me. That is bull poo. That is absolute bovine excrement. I remember that when I looked down at you from my councillor's abode. Okay, we need to put all the buffs back up. So Swift Flurry, Enduring Dance, Thunderous Blows, and Whispers on the Wind. Get wrecked, idiots. Immobilized or not, gonna start delivering some serious damage. A few more rounds of that would be fine. Absolutely a-okay. Now we can start delivering the smackdown. If we have to deal with the dragon right after this as well, I am gonna be a sad panda.
Speak freely.
Maya was stunned. When does Constantine get a go? Because I need him to build up his chant phrases. Fuck me. So he can resurrect our druid. We are severely nerfed. Severely nerfed. Without... oh, that armor's down to like 7. Let's have a crack against that. We're severely nerfed without our druids being able to fire off a bunch of useful things. Okay, our weapons get one more go. Okay, the spear got wrecked. Oh man, that final turn with the weapons, and it's still... They got all taken out. The crowd's booing because all my weapons disappeared. The weapons count as people on your side dying, even though they're not actually dying. That barbaric blow worked brilliantly, so let's go for another one of them.
A wise decision.
The T-Boys, thank you so much for the follow. Residency's granted. If you followed while I'm back on my backup microphone, then yeah, wonderful. You are going to be so much happier. You're going to be so much happier when I'm back on the real deal. Lodgings are being prepared. Please ignore the screams. They are screams of joy. And thank you so much for supporting the channel. And thanks everyone for waving that welcome, giving T-Boys a proper Cravenstown welcome. Thank you. Appreciate having you here. Rekka, did he already do his thing? Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that never happens.
Okay, I'm slowly getting a bit pwned here by everything. We have enough wounds up to do another round of Thunderous Blows dropped off again. That was weird. Tenacious is back up. Right, Whispers on the Wind some more. And wham! Splodio! Interrupted. Bam! Bam! We've got to be nearly killing a few of these. Once again, my de facto named character, the monk, doing most of the damage on his own. Yeah, oh, great brother Osgar is about to go down. A shame. He was a bit of a dick to begin with, but he was the only one who was kind of civil and honourable before the fight started. Everyone else was like way up themselves of the other rival teams.
Do I look a little green in the bed to you?
Yeah, he's only got 2 invocations. We need 5 to do Rise Again, Scions of Adon. Don't know if we'll even get that before the end of the fight, but let's keep trying.
How about this?
Gonna move
Whatever
him in.
You need.
Move him in close so that his chanter debuffs start nerfing all of them. As he slowly gets his health chipped away. Because yeah, we've got nothing to really heal ourselves except potions, which take a turn on their own. So that's not ideal. Okay, I think. I'm going to save Call the Clutch in case we have to fight the dragon right afterwards. Let's mark up Sister Ranger and...
Right now, too slow.
Nice. Solid hit. Okay, now they all get to do a whole bunch of shit. Half our party's on like roughly about half hit points. Starting to miss the heals. Oh no, that's another Sun Lance. Okay, we need to interrupt that at some point. The grub's slowly moving through. He's about to do some ability. Can't remember what that little icon is for.
I'll just have to try something else.
The attack gauntlet went and stunned his friend. That was genius. Okay, Constantine, you're going to need to heal yourself. Oh shit, it gets to do... Oh no, Sun Lance is going to go off on someone before...
That's how it's going to be.
Oh no. I think we might be fucked here. We can't resurrect anybody. Constantine was our other Reza. If we don't beat this, we got to do the whole lot again. I haven't actually lost a fight in so long. Okay, he's about to cast a moon ability to heal everybody, so we need to stop that. Jeez Louise. Alright, let's interrupt that. Let's interrupt that. Holy crap. It sucks and they pick on the healers. They did, and they're not even primarily healers. Constantine, the druid, yeah, kind of, but Constantine really isn't. I should have just pulled him back, but I needed him to build up enough chant phrases, so I had to sort of pull him in and debuff them. Now we are in a bad way. Now we are in a bit of a rough patch. I mean, we're not out of it yet. We've got enough wounds to do another one of those passes, but... and we can do a concussive shot to stop that overwhelming wave.
How do you like that?
We'll try and just punch him anyway.
That never happens.
Okay, that's exploded another one of them. Good. Osgar's nearly down. We've chipped away at quite a few of them. We could turn this around. No, I did not.
That's not what's happening.
Shut up.
When danger reared its ugly head, he bravely turned his tail and
Shut up.
brave Sir Krayven turned about.
It's strategic.
He chickened out, bravely taking
It's for the best.
a very brave retreat.
That's not fair. Context.
Speak freely.
I agree with me. I agree with me. Strategy and context. I'm trying not to run away. I'm trying not to run away. If my monk goes down, we are probably boned. I think we need to start killing some shit. Great brother Osgar. Let's finish him off. Nice. That's him dead. That's him dead. Okay, we've got some arc grubs, and one arc grub is almost dead. And then we've just got 2 druids and a bear. Jesus, we've made this harder than it should have been. Oh, that's prone wrecker, but that's okay. As long as nothing major like comes in and crits Krayven. Oh, you mother! What? Where did that come from? Who can hit a monk for that much damage? I'm having to make sure I don't scream so this shitty mic doesn't peak. I had to say it. I had to say it.
I see trouble on the way.
I am a fucking idiot. Not only with the biggest Pillars audience we had for some time, my mic had to go wrong. I've now had to start losing my first fight in about a bajillion years because of it. I'm sure he has like some ability to res himself. You know what? There's so many more abilities that they have that I could have used that I haven't because I thought it was simple. Drazar, thank you for the host. The Krayven stamina is cheering your honor. Bring more people in to see my shame. Thank you so much. Okay, well, we can take the grub down at least. And at least they're all stunned for a turn. Right, there goes another. Pretty much, Penneth. It is not coming up Millhouse right now. I don't know if we have the shame command. Oh, shit biscuits, man. Wrecker is a tough lad. Wrecker is a tough lad. Can he? Well, we'll give him a second win. That's free. But he's starting to run out of tricks. He does. I hadn't used most of their per rest abilities. I hadn't used their empowers. I mean, he hits for almost nothing. That's the problem. There we go.
Attach the stone of triumph.
This is the game brought to you by George R. Martin. Pretty much. Pretty much. Well done, Inkyria. Oh, bugger me. Okay, all of his cool abilities have worn off. So Blood Frenzy, Vigorous Defense, the other one. Let's do a Barbaric Blow on the bear, see if we can take care of that. Nice. Nice. Okay, that one's down. We've got an injured grub. The Brother Druid's nearly down. We're not out yet. We're not out yet. We're not out yet. I had to. Oh, that. I can't get it out of my head, that clip with this mic. Ah, well.
You were saying?
Ah, well. It's all about the shiggles. It's all about the shiggles, right. The grub is not too much of... It's not the worst thing ever. We need to use our remaining cool abilities. Well, definitely taken in power at this point. Let's mark for the hunt. Get around
Not
to
a problem,
about
Captain.
here. And boom. Yeah, that'll carry through and damage them. Okay, if we can keep that up. And if we can pull... he can tank all of them. Wrecker has got, like, he can engage like 4 or 5 enemies. The game's mocking me. It keeps moving over to my dead party members. Like, do you want to use them? Oh, wait, you can't. Right, let's grab him into the fray.
Again.
You had to miss with that. You had to miss with that. You utter I'm fine. I'm fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is okay. Gonna head out. My hand's cramping up, so I'll stop. What? Geez, what have you been doing? Oh, drawing. Drawing, of course. Sleep might be for the week, but I'm also very weak. See you all another day. No worries, Edgy. Catch you in a week. Thanks for re-upping your citizenship tonight, mate. Perhaps see you tomorrow or Tuesday or Thursday, but until we do, have a great week. Good luck with the drawing and everything else. Sleep can be fatal. So true. So true. All your friends are dead. Lol. Pretty much, Jace. That's the guts he's doing. He doesn't regret the shirtless. Never. I'll never regret accidentally starting the stream shirtless that one time that you love to remind me of. Okay, the barbaric blow should hopefully hit the grub as well.
Yes!
Oh, now we're talking. Okay, now we're talking. His barbarian abilities are pretty good. I think we might just get away with this as long as no, watch this, a super crit's going to come in now. Concussive shot can deal with that ability, and the grub is definitely going to home in on Wrecker. Is that one marked for the hunt? No, right, we're going to mark you up. Because even if she's marked for the hunt, even her basic damage will do more damage. Concussive Tranquilizer to stop that ability. Flanked and distracted, interrupted. Good, 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 good. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is way too tight. This is way too tight, and so many of our party are injured. Oh, that hit Reke for a lot. What is this druid made of? This ranger. Rangers are not supposed to be this powerful in melee. My party's like average level 18, 19. Yeah, alright, well, tell you what, we've got more where that came from, sunshine. Slappity slap. Oh, that one didn't kill him. Those both grazed. That's irksome. Okay. You should have enough to survive another round of anything else in defensive stance. That one's trying to cast and again, so another concussive shot. Don't miss. Interrupted. Excellent. Problem is, a concussive tranquilizer doesn't do very much damage at all. Ah, there he goes. Okay, Wrecker.
Are you? Yes.
Wrecker, wreck him. We don't have to keep wasting concussive shot now. In actual fact, get around to there, because then when the grub comes in, we can hit them both at the same time. It's too late for my spur, but hopefully the rest of me will be fine. Fallout New Vegas. Ah, yes, radiation joke. This is way too tight. Oh, good old Jess. Good old Jess. Get that innuendo. Get that out of context fun. Huh, why did oh, Marked for the Hunt is still up there. Oh, maybe it was up there already. I was looking at the wrong place. Okay, we want a knockdown. We've got plenty of points left in our fighter pool. We've got plenty of discipline left. No, not into the fray. Not into the fray. Knockdown. That's the one. That interrupted him.
I'm listening.
Maya just line. Actually, I'll pull her back a bit. She does a bit more damage from further back. Last of her point accurate wounding shots. Nice, solid. That thing's almost dead. That was squeaky bum time for a bit. We're not out of the woods yet, but we can definitely see some light through the trees. I've got into bed and I'm on my phone. I may or may not fall asleep. No worries. Always my pleasure over these years, Lila, to lull you to sleep on Sundays. Okay. Should just be able to finish him off. A regular attack. Okay, that one's down. The only thing left is a grub that they enchanted. We've got this. We've got this. Right, Arc Grub is going to do what? Well, I'm going to come straight over to about here, near the whirlpool. Don't get sucked in. Don't get sucked down the plug hole. Marked for the Hunt is already up. She hasn't got any more abilities or points left or in power, so it's just some straight shooting.
Got this, Captain.
Just some straight shooting. Pull back a bit further. Maybe do some more damage from there. Crush. Oh, okay. That's actually hitting pretty hard. He's still got Blood Frenzy. Oh no, okay, his other abilities have worn off. One more Blood Frenzy, one more Tactical Barrage, one more Vigorous Defense. Bop it on the head. Okay, he's doing standard damage against it. We'll chisel through it. We'll brute force our way through this. Legit bedtime stories. Jesus Christ, that grub's not messing around.
Right between the eyes.
Nice, 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 nice. Okay. Well, at least we got a couple of folks. One who's got reliably strong attacks, and thankfully Reke's attacks are actually pretty good here. Another two, lots of 26s, and even one of his abilities missed the Volt Shield. Okay, the Arc Grub is going to do what? Graze with 12. Okay, we got this. We've got this. We've got this. Next hit, maybe. Next hit, maybe.
Happily.
Oh my words. That was a bit too close. Right, on your feet, everybody else. Damn. Oh, dearie me. Alright, Azata Shell. Basically, lots of different types of currencies. Lava, ingredients, Ratiti Root, and some Peridots. What level gear? Exceptional. The rest of this is all exceptional. Alright, so only the reigning champions had some superb and some legendary gear. That was squeaky bum time, and that was legit progress indeed. Legit progress indeed. Thank you, folks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Achievement unlocked. You are the champion. 2 blessings gained. I think blessings are related to a future playthrough. Okay, let's Oh, the ones who died and got back up are now stuck in a putting their weapons away loop. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Soul energy swirls about you, pressing heavily against your esoteric senses. With a slight exertion of will, you can direct the ambient essence. Send the soul essence to the wheel. We've already gained Galawain's favour. Now, I said I'd return their soul essence to the Crucible and the wildlife of Kazawari. Let's do that again. I'm going to commit to what we said the last time, because maybe we've got to do both. Return the soul essence to the Crucible and wildlife of Kazawari. Maybe send it to the wheel this time. I don't know. That weird little putting their weapons away dance is distracting me. Oh dear. I've already gotten Galawain's favour. I'll commit. I'll stick to it. I'll commit. You've learned Galawain's gift. We've already had that twice. I hope that hasn't wasted it the second time. You allow energies to settle again into the arena, even as you feel some of the power escaping to the wilderness beyond. We got Galawain's gift twice. Esoteric senses. Oh, sure. Esoteric senses. Okay.
The hunt concludes. Raise your voices in glory to these, the champions of the hunt.
Yay! Krayven. It says it. It says it. I'm not just cheering myself. It says it on the dialogue. Krayven, Krayven, Krayven. Me, me. In tones excited, surprised, and all things in the middle, your name roars from the crowd, echoing from every direction. Mildly terrifying. Sounds like that belonged in a Dawn of War. It did, didn't it? It very much. Honestly, Drazar, the guy came back earlier, Aiden Lotus, heard that voice and was like, why is that beast got the voice of a Chaos Space Marine from Dawn of War 1? It's literally that. And we have a hunt in... Oh, hang on. Let's let them back on. Let them back on. Hunt in the chat, folks. Hunt in the chat.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
When you tire of the adulation, return to the pool of memories. Humaire will see to your coronation.
Oh, it's Humaire. I've been pronouncing it as Humaire this whole time because that's how it's written. Whoops.
Congratulations, Watcher. May you defend the title for as long as your strength deserves it.
Yay! Quest updated. Champion of the Hunt. Attend the coronation in the Hall of Memories. That guy was so easy. He was so easy. Why do I always hunt when I'm outlining? Oh, Enigma, no worries. No need, no worries. And finally, one of our party's due to level up. Man, we got beaten shitless. We need a sleep after that. But while they're recovering, well, we'll quick save there. I really, really hope I didn't waste Galawain's gift. I'm going to go into the character menu and actually look at what abilities they've got. What is this Galawain's gift? Doesn't say. Well, it's a bit too much to read right now. Got all these crazy bonuses. Galawain's gift. I think I've wasted it. I think I've gotten that ×2. Huh. Did everybody get it, or just my character? It looks like just my character. Yeah, it just looks like the player character. Galloway's gift. It says you've learned Galloway's gift. I've had a plated dust viper this time. We've had a whole range. We've had plated dust viper, stonecrusher phoenixes, and even a cliffhaunter brood at one point. It does seem. Would someone be willing to do a little bit of Google foo for me? Especially if someone who knows the game a little bit would be willing to look up the Seeker Slayer Survivor Galloway's gift, and if you can earn a double bonus, or if I ended up wasting it the second time. I'm curious to see if I wasted it by choosing for the souls to go to the Crucible and the island twice. I didn't expect to get that choice a second time. So I'm curious if it went +3 then +6, or it was +6 and the second time it was wasted. That's a more democratic profit. It is indeed. It is indeed. I thought I'd get rid of the hacks, the total hacksaws. Okay, well, let's get us back to rest up first, because we've got some severely injured party members. We'll level up our druids, rest, and then see what this coronation is all about. I was really expecting to be able to just go. He's reached level 19. Nice. Nice. I think I'm just going to focus on Arcana so he can cast like really high level scrolls. And secondary skills. Yeah, he's our bluff specialist, so we'll keep that going. That's pretty straightforward. Mostly dead party members, you know it. Oh, the level 9 spells have opened up. The level 9 spells have opened up. 2 abilities as well. 2 abilities. Prestige. That's a really good. That's probably one of the best passive abilities to stake. Increases your power level, increasing effectiveness of all abilities. What we got here? Tornado. Elements, wind, storm. Conjures a destructive vortex of wind that can lift all its victims into the air and deal crush damage to all its touches. That's a very powerful AoE. That looks like an AoE that affects everyone, though. What are our other choices? Aspect of Galloway can't do because he's his subclass is Water Shaper. What free one did he get? He got Ninagauth's Freezing Pillar. Yeah, with the subclass Water Shaper, he gets once per level. He gets a free mage spell, a free wizard spell from the frost and water spells of each level. So we automatically got Ninagauth's Freezing Pillar, but it means you can't have any of the druid's fire or insect abilities, which is a bit of a shame. Touch of Death. Decay, that's making me think of The Simpsons. Oh, we learned the Touch of Death today. Decay magic surrounds the target and quells their life essence. If the target's will to survive is not strong enough, they'll be killed outright. This spell may only be used on those near death. Yeah. Pollen Patch. Rejuvenative plant life follows the druid's footsteps, rapidly healing all those in the area. If an ally is defeated while in the pollen patch, the allies revive, but the pollen patch's magic fades. Okay, that's a crazy powerful spell, and you can just set it up by running your guy around, like putting healing behind him. Great Maelstrom, a cataclysm of wind, fire, lightning, and rain. Tears through the targeted area. Those caught in the Maelstrom take damage of a variety of types. That seems pretty badass. It does frost and fire, quite substantial amounts. Oh, that looks tasty. That looks tasty. Touch of Death, like, okay, you can, on a rare occasion, if something's not got tough stats but low will, you can finish it off when it's already near death. That's going to be very situational. That's a very powerful heal, but we've already got a level 8 like revive and some other decent heals. And I have to admit, I'm thinking prestige for the power levels of everything else, which just suddenly makes every ability he has like more viable. And this great Maelstrom, because we get to pick one more when he hits level 20 as well. The crush damage is nice. This is just pure elemental, but this great Maelstrom Storm is just kind of badass. I think we'll have that. I've really Zap Brannigan that one. I just threw wave after wave of men at them until eventually their kill counts reached and they shut down. Okay, nice. That's quite a decent little selection of different things. Boom, done. Okay, and let's actually
of course.
level up. Not level up, sorry, rest up. Goodness, we'll rest in the larder. Nice bonus that everyone benefits from. Minus 25% on all hostile effect durations. And +2 constitution for the whole party. Which is very, very welcome indeed. Okay. Champion of the hunt. The carnage is over and I walked away victorious. I am now champion of the hunt. The crowning ceremony awaits my arrival at the pool of memories. Why do I get the feeling that we're not done yet? The previous DLC is like, yeah, you beat the big dragon lich, and that was the Beast of Winter, the one that was on the art the whole time. By the way, there's an even bigger, badder boss right at the end of this. Have fun. And that's just so, that would be peak Obsidian. It's good to see true legends walking the arena once more. That is an accurate description of what I am. The caretaker stands before the swirling pool as the waters bubble and shimmer with soul essence. By her side awaits Ngari, shuffling with frenetic anticipation.
Approach, honored champion.
Now I know her name is Humairi. I can't even pronounce it right after hearing it. Humairi. Oh, fuck it, I don't know. I'm going to say Humair. Humairi? It was weird how they did it. Why isn't that stuck in my head? With solemn silence, Humairi lifts a helmet styled with spider legs, boar tusks, and Stelga features. Oh. Oh, dear. That's such a nice touch and is kind of embarrassing. Right, she tries unsuccessfully to place the helmet over your misshapen, god-touched head, and then chuckles after a quiet sigh. So that is a racial thing. The godlike are a race, but they're kind of not. All the different races, all 5 races of Aora, can be touched and have the mark of one of the gods. So this woman here is a nature godlike. She's got a Galawain godlike, a nature godlike. My character's a godlike of Magran. A fire godlike. You can have water godlikes, you can have ending godlikes. Of all 11, 12, however many it is gods in the pantheon, there's a godlike for each of them. And they're their own subset, they're their own kind of race, but it's an effect that can be it can affect any of the other 5 races, so it is and it isn't. But one of the upshots of being, or downsides of being a godlike, is you get some natural innate bonuses, but you can't wear headgear, because all godlike have got like special weird horns or special things on their heads, and they can't wear any kind of headgear. But I love that they acknowledge that. She's like, oh, here's your coronation. Because you're a godlike, she tries to crown you, but of course it can't fit. And she understands, because she's a godlike too. I like that she looked at you and still tried, and she knew it probably wouldn't, but she chuckles after a quiet sigh. That's a really lovely little detail. I think that's great.
We're not so common as to earn this helm regularly, but we do keep an alternative.
Nice! There's an alternative for the godlikes. She passes the helmet to Ngari and instead removes the cape draped around her shoulders, clasping it around your neck with a flourish. She's a previous champion, and a godlike as well.
Wear this mantle with pride, champion of the hunt, as I have these many years.
Oh, nice. So because you're a godlike, you get to wear an alternative mantle. So everyone else is fighting and dying for the crown, and you're just like, yeah, I've just got the backup. Yeah, you should have been born a godlike. Oh, well. Well, now I've got it. Ha, ha, ha.
By the authority of Tawamawai and the souls of Kazuwari, you are declared the champion of the hunt.
I'm feeling very badass.
From this day forth, you are the envy and the ambition of every contender to come. You are hunter, but also hunted.
Oh, goody. Awesome. I have a target painted on the back of my head. I really like that as well, Piney, indeed.
Yours is the burden and the joy of defending this proud title.
Okay, option 1, I am honoured. 2, did anyone doubt me? 3, what, I'm a target now? On this instance, I'm just going to do the decent thing. I am honoured.
Never thought I'd hear those words.
Constantine stands a bit taller, shoulders straight. Yeah, he was a prior champion as well, wasn't he? Oh, good for him. There's some closure or something for him. He's a sidekick. It's a secondary type of companion. It doesn't have its own quest, but it's still a uniquely voiced party member you can pick up. And the DLC kind of acts as the companion quests for the sidekicks in a lot of cases.
Now, to anoint you in the pool of memories, that the souls of this place may share in your triumph.
Okay, we've got some kind of mystical hunting baptism going on.
Clear your mind. Lower your head into the waters and open your eyes to that which the faces choose to show you.
Option 1, anoint yourself in the waters. 2, whisper, this is how I'll speak with the faces. 3, I'd really rather not. I mean, it seems pretty clear that this is how you'll do it, but I'm just going to check. So this is how I'll speak with the faces? Humair nods, holding your gaze with hers. Anoint yourself in the waters. You kneel before the ancient stone font, and a feeling like static electricity tickles your face. Okay. Whoa. You take a breath and submerge your face into the pool. The surface of the water gives way only reluctantly, the energy playing across it, tickling your senses. The tendrils of soul energy before you lick your features, probing your nostrils, ears, eyes and lips for any point of ingress. A bit forward. They wrap around your head. It's soft caress initially, but soon tensing, rigidly grasping and pulling you deeper. Too deep. Option 1, tear away from the pool. Or option 2, if I've got enough metaphysics and insight, interpret the sensation. Option 3, surrender to the pool. I think I have both of these, you know. You drank Pato. Congrats. Thanks. Yeah, metaphysics and perception. No, insight are 2 of his best secondary skills. Yeah, we're going to do that. Interpret the sensation. Watcher only check. We have 12 of each. This should be good enough. Complete success. This energy, this hunger, it draws down your soul, you suspect, to the bottom of the pool. You might not even feel it, you realise, if you weren't a watcher, but because we can, because we've got these special powers, it's kind of obvious. You're unsure what effect such a pool might have on you. You recognise the sensation as familiar, the draw of a soul towards Adra. You felt something very similar when you died, and again when you returned to life. Alright, well, I guess we've got to surrender to the pool. Your chest tightens, and your blood runs cold, rushing through your ears. Or perhaps it's the flow of the Or perhaps it's the flow of the water past you that you hear. Or perhaps you fall ever deeper into the ancient pool. The current's calm. You feel the cold wet against your face and within your ears. Your hands grip rough stone, your feet rest on solid ground. Warm air stirs the hairs on the back of your neck. You straighten and withdraw your head from the pool. See where we are. This is clearly a alternative spot. Oh! Well, this is curious.
Nope. This isn't right.
A little warning next time, maybe?
What did I do? Addendum added, the champions of the hunt. I knew we weren't done. Okay, what the hell has happened now? I think we're going to drop another real save on this one. Sorry, there's noise outside, folks. Just close the door. So we'll drop another real save. So we did that one. That was before we started the champion bit, and then we had a bunch of auto saves as well. So that's after the fight. That's the coronation. We're now in Tuamoai's den. Okay, we're all rested up. We're all good. The party. What is this? We got some special super cape as well, didn't we? Hakori's Refuge. Oh no, I have Champion's Cape equipped. That was what I was previously wearing. Hikori's Refuge, which is really good. Bold in Danger, 20% chance to cast Steadfast for 1 round when critically hit. Weatherworn, +10 all defenses against water, frost, and wind attacks, which is really good. What's the Champion's Cape? Battle Awareness. Incoming melee attacks at target deflection and miss have a 10% chance of allowing an instant primary attack riposte. Rivalries, +3% action speed and weapon damage for each enemy engaging the wearer. That might be a better, I think that's a better cape for a tank. Embroidered with stylized stelgars, spiders and boars, this cape was awarded to you upon being named Champion of the Hunt of the Kazawari Crucible Games. While a helmet is the traditional prize awarded to the victor, you are not the first godlike to win the games. For champions with god-touched brows such as yours, this one-size-fits-all cape is given instead of the usual helm. I love that that's an included difference. He's got the Frost Fur Mantle on. She's got a generic cape of +4 deflection. He's got a Storm Turner Cloak and a Storm Turner Cloak. I think, assuming anyone other than the Watcher can wear it, is it Watcher only? No, that's definitely a more tanky cape. That's definitely a more tanky cape. I will loan you my cape, Wrecker, for now. So we'll put that there, and then on her, we'll give the Soul Infused. What does this do? Whereas defenses, sorry, what was that? While afflicted, defenses are increased. Right now, there's just a Cloak of Deflection, which is basic bitch cloak. This one's quite cool. Sort of, it's a star-touched frost cape. I think we got that from the previous DLC, quite possibly. Because yeah, this one's okay. Good, right? With that,
this to good use.
Bless you.
Drop a quick save there. The surface of the pool reflects the walls and ceiling of the artifact chamber. So these are all the artifacts that have been given to the pool. These are all the artifacts that have been thrown in over time to like summon different fights and things. We're going to stealth along here, see what we can see. Oh, good lord!
Enough of that now. It's time. The axe is sharp. She won't feel a thing.
Oh, became friends with your dinner.
Please! This one is my friend! There are other sows! Why not slaughter them?
Oh dear.
The other sows will be eaten too. If we are to survive the winter, there must be a fat larder and few mouths. Come, enough of this childishness.
Oh dear. Aw, don't give it a name. Don't give it a name. Don't give your dinner a name. Okay, well that was kind of unsettling. I love how we're all sneaking along with health and our little companion pet that gives us a nice little party bonus just walking along like it's no big deal. I love the southern granny. Yeah, it's kind of good. There's definitely, so this is definitely a hostile area. If you're not already familiar, any... Oh, what the hell? Any environment you go through that isn't fully exposed, as in it has shadows that you have to uncover in it, usually means it's not, at best it's neutral, and it's usually got something dangerous. Crowned in a stylized boar helm, a starved and sinewy Amoam kneels in quiet contemplation. All manner of scars and burns festoon their arms, and stringy unkempt hair dribbles from the collar of their helmets.
You fight with the fury of Tuamawai in all his forms.
Yeah, we're real impressive. So who in Margram's name are you?
Huh.
I am Uruke the Surviving Face. I wish that I could welcome you under better circumstances.
Okay, so this is the real them in their alternate dimension. This is the real aspects. Uruke the Surviving Face.
I wish to see you return to your proper place. But the other faces conspire against us.
What, really? Option 1, sorry about your pig. Option 2, who are you exactly? Option 3, where am I? 4, why have you brought me here? She probably won't mind, it's all part of the hunt, but I'll still... Sorry about your pig.
My pig? Watchers all see the past and present of souls muddled as one. I appreciate the condolence.
Oh, okay, I clearly made a mistake.
He was a good friend, but only the first of many I outlived.
Alright, so who are you exactly? Who are you exactly?
I came to this island when I was very young. It was a time of chaos and suffering throughout the Deadfire.
Now we're finally into some real dialogue and narrative and story again of this particular DLC.
You were there, weren't you? You saw the great cataclysm which swallowed Ukaizo.
Oh, it's nice that Tekehu's got some additional dialogue here.
I never saw Ukaizo, child. Only the storms and the mad sea and the beasts driven to frenzy.
Okay.
Rare even were other kith. Sometimes I thought myself the last Aomawa in the world.
It's Aomawa. I keep doing it wrong.
I enjoyed the remainder of my life in this inhospitable place. A very long life. All of it spent as nature would will it.
Respect. It's Aomawa. Aomawa, not Aomwa. Aomawa.
Now I am as you see me. The most enduring of the faces of the hunt.
Okay. But where am I specifically?
This is Toamawai's domain. One of the great hunter's many dens in the beyond.
Yeah, so far with most DLC, we seem to end up at some point in a particular god's actual realm, their particular dimension of the beyond. Because there seems to be many takes within the beyond of like, oh, this one's mine and this one's this. A bit like in the Elder Scrolls and all the realms of like Oblivion or Cold Harbor or things like that.
Here, the souls of those who fought and died in his honor may rest until the time of need, when Toamawai will absorb their cunning and feast on their might.
Okay.
Though you could not walk there from here, you are, in a fashion, still on Kazuwari.
Although the water flows backwards.
This place exists within and beneath its great statue.
Huh.
From here, we oversee the Crucible games.
Okay, well, why have you brought me here? Although, how would I return to the here, and what are the faces of the hunt? I hope this doesn't rule out those other two options, but we're going to take why have you brought me here?
It was not me who lured you here.
They raise a single bony finger in correction.
The others would use you to escape this place. They mistake it for a prison.
See, she's coming forward early, but usually knowing Obsidian, there's every chance that she could be the one and she's trying to come in early to gain our trust before doing the dirty on us, and this is what she actually thinks. This game's made me very suspicious of every NPC I encounter, that major plot arc NPC, I should say.
I would prefer that be prevented.
Or maybe while they're here, she has power. I'm already coming up with theories.
If the faces got free of their statue, we'd be unleashing a three-headed monster on the Deadfire.
Uh-huh.
But that might bring the bloodshed in the Crucible to an end, too.
That was part of the reason I was contemplating not giving the souls to the Crucible, because it's now powered up. He chews on a thick knuckle, looking away. Yeah, he wants to bring the bloodshed of the Crucible to an end as well. Well, what are the faces of the hunt specifically?
We are talons shared upon one clawed hand.
Uh-huh.
Though possessed of our own names, our own eyes and minds, we have united in purpose. We serve Toamawai and care for his crucible.
Okay, well, how would I return to the here?
Wahami, the slaying face, has destroyed the flow of souls.
Oh dear, I became his champion. I became his champion. Whoops.
To leave this place, you must subdue him.
Oh, good lord.
His desecration must be undone.
Well, only option we've got here is how did the Slaying Face destroy the flow of souls? Aruke points to what at first appears to be a stalactite and stalagmite of Adra nearly touching. The chunks of essence stone, the chunks of essence-rich stone floating around it leave little doubt this was once a singular pillar.
Wahami shattered the spine of souls. Now, those who perish in the Crucible do not move on to meet the wheel.
Huh. In re-empowering the Crucible, there is a way that they would eventually move on to the wheel, but now it's all being kept.
They clog this place, or they linger above. Regardless, they wail and rage.
Okay.
It seems utter madness to violate this place. But now I know he longs to escape, or perhaps only to avenge himself on Tuamawai. Perhaps your arrival is the Hunter God's reply.
We've got several options here off the back of that, so a bit more to get through. Why should I trust anything you're telling me? Is option 1. 2. Wahami seeks to escape, but you do not. Why? 3. I am Wahami's chosen. Perhaps he will listen to me. That's clearly a unique option because I picked the path of the hunter. 4. Gallowayne actually warned me away. He sent you a giant lizard instead. 5. I need to help these souls. 6. I'm sorry. I don't care about your problem. I just want to get out of here. I have to admit, perhaps your arrival is the Hunter God's reply. All of these are quite good answers except for 6. That's completely out of character. So 6 is, I'm sorry, I don't care about your problem. I just want to get out of here. We're not going to do that. So the first thing is... Well, actually, I'm going to say, first of all, before I give her any information, why should I trust anything you're telling me?
Trust is for prey.
True.
But ignore my words and you will remain here forever.
Okay. Well, Gallowayne actually warned me away. He sent you a giant lizard instead.
Then he has decided to punish us all.
Okay.
Strange to have so little time after having had so much. Wahami's grip on the flow of souls must be loosened. After that, well, you are a watcher.
I can, yeah, basically I can sort of guide the souls as I see fit. I've already done the thing twice, and not knowing if I got Gallowayne's gift like a double bonus, or the second time I did it, it ended up getting wasted. I'm thinking to pass them onto the wheel if I get a third chance to do that.
I hope that you know more of these things than I do, and can repair the damage the Slaying Face has wrought. Axika, the Seeking Face, also resides in this place. She may know how best to handle Wahami.
Do we get to ask any of the other questions?
If not, then the Slaying Face will certainly understand violence. Indeed, I'm sure he'd prefer it.
Answer some questions for me. I'm still... Okay, we got that. So option 1, I'll see what I can do. Option 2, I'll get right on that. 3, answer some questions for me. I'm still trying to make sense of this. Definitely taking that one.
It would be stranger if all of this seemed normal to you. How may I enlighten?
I wish to know more of this place.
Tuamawai's realm is not easily understood. Ask, and I will attempt to explain.
The soul sits motionless, awaiting your questions in tranquil silence. Okay. If this is Tuamuai's realm, what is Tuamuai? Option 2, are we inside the pool of memories? Option 3, what exactly do you do here that serves your god? 4, I need to know more about you and the others who dwell in this place. Go through these. I was hoping that would go back to some of the questions that were in that previous list, but clearly picking one of them was just the response. So I'm thinking he's chosen, perhaps he'll listen to me was one way to say it. Saying that Galloway actually tried to turn me away is another way. So yeah, we don't get to go back and make those choices again. So if this is Tuamuai's realm, where is Tuamuai?
Do you not see his ribs, his eyes, his blood?
Oh.
This place is Tuamuai.
Tuamuai's seen better days. Eruke spreads out their arms, their head tilted back.
His presence surrounds us. Listen, and you will hear his roars and purrs. But since the shattering of the spine of souls, he has grown quieter.
Okay, so are we inside the pool of memories?
We are within the heart of the Crucible. The pool of memories was simply the entry.
Okay, so it's a kind of portal, lodestone, transference, MacGuffin.
If you are trying to figure out where you are, the closest answer is that your soul resides within the statue of the faces of the hunt.
That was it, yeah, she said that before. Through what exactly do you do here that serves your god? I want to get an idea of their motivations a little bit more.
Our task is to sing the Crucible into action, providing the means for a true contest of skill.
Pretty sure this one's not telling you the whole truth, Watcher.
Fair point, Constantine. Constantine narrows his eyes, scrutinizing Eruke. I didn't think she would be.
Though we conjure opponents for the contest, we do not control them, nor interfere in battle. To meddle would defeat this place's purpose. How can we say the best hunter is the best if the hunt is staged?
There's going to be the other two, I reckon, might have some different says, and definitely the slaying face is going to have some alternative motivations and maybe tell us a very different story to what Eruke is telling us. Okay, option 4, I need to know more about you and the others who dwell in this place.
Then ask, and perhaps I can lead you to clarity.
Cool. The soul sits almost motionless, awaiting your questions in tranquil silence. So when Humara spoke of the souls being out of harmony, she was sensing the three of you squabbling. Is that true?
I suspect she sensed the disruption in the flow of souls after Wahami made his mark.
Eruke points to the fractured Ardra pillar.
I fear the slow death of this place, or the wrathful return of Tuamuai, should the spine remain broken.
Well, exactly how many of you are in here? I mean, I'm assuming 3.
All who die in the Crucible pass through this place. But only the 3 of us, Wahami, Axika, and I, remain to honor the Hunter God.
Okay. What do I mean? What? Enigma, sorry. I've just been generally commenting on what I'm listening. That's why I'm rather quiet, because obviously there's a lot of verbal dialogue. There's a lot of spoken dialogue going on at the moment.
Since Wahami damaged the pillar, I have spotted momentary glimpses of other souls. Lost, wayward, and transient. I imagine this will continue until the souls can properly return to the wheel.
Okay, fair enough, mate. No problem. 3. Oh, we've had another third. Were there other faces before you arrived? That's an interesting question.
No. Always the 3 of us. I can't recall a time without the others. Perhaps Wahami believes he can burden you with his role as the slaying face and escape this place. I assumed such a thing impossible, but he's determined to try.
Well, we've got a bunch of potential information, but as Constantine has aptly pointed out, it might not be the whole truth. Or it seems likely it wouldn't be. Heard enough.
Tuamawai guide your hunt.
Aruke's firm form blurs into a soft light and departs towards the southwest. Addendum added. Oh man, okay, that was quite the chunk of dialogue. It's been a little while since we've had a nice bit of vocalized stuff that long, and we've got an addendum. So commune with the face of the hunt. Now I've been there. I can, so that we already read that bit. Now we've got these new bits. I entered the pocket of the beyond through the pool of memories. Answers and perhaps a resolution to the troubles plaguing Kazuwari are at hand. And then we got I met Aruke, the kith soul behind the surviving face. They told me that Wahami slaying face severed the island's connection to the beyond. Aruke wants this bond restored. Okay. Next. Looks like we might have a few of these to go through.
The island belongs to my empire. All will be built according to my command.
Okay.
Worry not, Your Majesty. Our nation has supplied Kazuwari with the best architects to have ever graced Deora. The site will be a marvel for the ages.
Okay.
There will be no debate. This place will be built by Huana hands and minds, or not at all. I will hear no more of it.
I am certain a compromise can be found. If I might be dismissed, I will notify my superiors at once.
Interesting. That's ancient Huana. That's ancient Huana talking to another ancient people ages ago when this place was first being built. Curious. Okay, we're going to keep going sneaksy.
The copper lines here and here. Make certain you lay them deep.
So again, that's run.
The floor will inevitably sustain damage, and we can't have someone seeing the conduits.
Oh.
I can build it however you want, but if they find out, they'll never trust us again. Our work at Ukaizo would be doomed. What if Wano workers visit the site when we're laying the stone? What if someone...
Ukaizo will mean nothing if we cannot prove out our theories here and now. You worry about the masonry. I'll worry about the Huana.
Oh. I'm getting... Right. The only sophisticated ancient race we've come across, other than in this Pillars 2, other than the Huana, are the Ingwithans, who were all over. The Ingwithans created the current gods. Because prior to that, all the ancient peoples were warring. They didn't know where they would come from. They had rival religions, so they literally made the gods that currently exist. It seems Ukaizo was the ancient kingdom of the Huana, and there was this huge cataclysm that was caused, it seems, by the Ingwithans doing something pretty terrible. I won't get into too much for the sake of spoilers of people who want to play this themselves, but I'm getting the impression that Ingwithans came here and they used this Crucible as a testing ground for soul-sucking technology that they're very, very known for. So if anything, it's an ancient thing, and it's a holy thing, and it's holy to Galawain. Considering Galawain and all the other gods are built by the Ingwithans as well, this was a way to check that something that worked. The whole thing's a giant scam. Anyway, we've got a new character here. The flowing hair and gown of Exika flutter slowly, despite the lack of wind in this corner of the beyond. Her face and features appear more defined here, and you can now see her rigid posture and wrinkles forged by decades of worry and frustration.
Hello again, Watcher. I apologize for the strangeness of our meeting place and the brusqueness of our invitation.
At least she talks a bit quicker.
You stand within the Crucible's heart. As one of the stewards of this place, it pains me to admit that you've caught us in a state of floundering weakness.
She points to the massive pillar that runs through the seemingly infinite landscape. We seem to have a more direct view of it right here. And clearly it's supposed to be solid and it's fractured in the middle. So option 1, who are you exactly? 2, I take it the broken pillar is to blame for the unquiet souls Humari, whatever, mentioned. I keep wanting to get it right. 3, I'm told Wahami plans to escape this place. 4, your pillar's a bit crooked. 5, I don't care about any of this, get me out of here. I have to admit 2 or 3, because who are you exactly? She's obviously the aspect of the seeking face. I'm not going to say I don't care about any of this. That's just a little bit sarcastic. Your pillar's a bit crooked. Funny though, I like it. I'm told Wahami plans to escape this place. Actually, I might cut straight to the chase here, because I'm curious to see if she counters right away with, yeah, you haven't been told the whole truth kind of thing. So option 3, I'm told Wahami plans to escape this place.
Wahami wishes to shirk his duties and defy the wheel by returning to the living.
Hey, how's that? Thanks for lurking if you have been already. How you doing? And yeah, I like the crooked pillar line.
But his time among the living is over. His place is here. In his desperate flailing to escape, Wahami smashed the pillar. Now the flow of souls through this place is choked, and the Crucible doomed.
Okay. I feel a bit bad having reinforced it now.
But now you're here, and I imagine the gods follow on your heels.
So I love the option 2, what precipitated this, but option 1, well, the actual Galawain is on his way here with a very big lizard. That's true. I'm curious what precipitated this.
Even here, we sense the Dawn Star's rise.
That's Aethys in the main game.
Connection to Galawain, we understand his aim.
Destroying the pillars.
Again, Ardnua's madness strikes at the foundations of our work. Again, Aethys tears at his own heart.
If you're wondering, Ardnua was a now I didn't know this. We had the caverns of Ardnua, because there's Cadnua was our castle in the first game, but that huge Odra statue was this massive thing built by Ardnua, and at the bottom of the caverns of Ardnua is where you fight the Odra dragon in the first game. But I actually never knew this. This is very rare that his name appears with a floating lore, so I'm going to read this. Ardnua was a powerful Engwithan tyrant. He went mad after the death of his son Maros, because he knew there were no gods to ensure he would be properly reincarnated. He dedicated his life to carving a massive statue of his son out of living Odra, with the intention of drawing Maros' soul out of the beyond by force. Ardnua was defeated through the efforts of other Engwithan tyrants, who buried him with his work. In later centuries, colonists built a castle over the ruins and named it Cadnua. Like the ruins themselves, Cadnua was considered cursed. That was the castle we had. Our full title is Watcher of Cadnua. I never knew that. That's the first time we've had a description of what or who Ardnua is.
We built this place in part to serve as a larder if Ukaizo fell.
A larder?
Or, for that matter, failed.
A larder?
Galawain will turn to protect what is his. I believe Wahami aims to ransom it.
A larder? You know something about Ardnua? Yeah, I've got to hear this.
It was his mad drive to retrieve his dead son that began this all. He proved the priests correct. In the gods' absence, Kith fear nothing save their own death. They would tear one another apart at the merest provocation and rip from the beyond the souls of the fallen. Kith believe themselves better than Wilder, better than the beasts they hunt, that Galawain protects.
Wilder includes wild animals, but also I think semi-sentient creatures, so intelligent creatures with sentience, like sort of fishmen and naga and things like that, but that aren't Kith. And the word Kith is to describe the dominant civilized races, so humans, Amawa, Humans, Amawa, dwarves, elves, Orlans, and godlike, though we're not really a race.
They are mistaken. Without the gods, society would crumble into dust.
Okay, so option 1 keeps advancing. How do I fix this? I have to admit, just saying 2, well, the actual Galawain is on his way here with a very big lizard. Gotta give it a go.
That is not ideal.
Understatement of the century. She runs a hand through the ghostly translucence of her hair, a look of concern visible even on her wispy face.
By severing the Crucible's connection to the rest of the Beyond, Wahami has limited Galawain's influence on Kazuwari. I can only imagine that he has sent an agent to reclaim it by force. His beast will drench Kazuwari in blood. But first, he will destroy this statue and all within it, the two of us included.
Arms crossed, Axikert taps her foot with frustration.
Another reason, Watcher, why you must stop Wahami.
Okay. This soul collection, is that somehow to blame for the island's oversized wildlife? 2, you use the name Galawain when others here use Tuamawai. Why? So clearly she's Engwithan. She's definitely not Huana. 3, why didn't you want the Huana knowing your true plans for this place? 4, how long ago was this all built, and what sort of inspiration did watchers like me provide? Oh god, all of these are amazing questions. I want to know the answer to all of these. I mean, the name Galawain, I'm guessing she's Engwithan. The soul collection, I don't really care too much how it's used. Like, it's just somehow to blame for the island's oversized wildlife. Yeah, they're powered up, okay. How long ago was all this built? Obviously during the time with the Engwithans and prior to the cataclysm that happened to Okaizo. So option 3, why didn't you want the Huana knowing your true plans for this place?
What do you mean?
Before you appeared, I saw a glimpse of your past. You spoke to a king as well as your assistant. Or 2, stare pointedly. Or 3, say never mind, I seem to be mistaken. I'm not going to stare pointedly, she can get out of it. No, before you appeared, I saw a glimpse of your past. You spoke to a king as well as your assistant.
Ah, yes. I should remember I am speaking to a watcher.
Yeah, you bloody well should. Now she just don't care. You stopped the damn thing pretty much, Enigma, yeah.
When we conceived of the Crucible, we were on the cusp of several major breakthroughs in our study of the soul and the beyond.
Okay.
The Huana, however, did not share our interests. As a result, much of this place was constructed in secret, away from their attention.
Breakthroughs in the soul and the beyond, stuff they shouldn't be fiddling with.
That the Crucible's true nature remains hidden to this day. I take a measure of pride in it.
What is it? What is its true intention? Tell me now.
The lie that keeps on killing. What an achievement.
Haha, nice.
You could say it was made in your image, in a manner of speaking.
Oh, well, that leads on to what's now option 3, which is how long ago was this all built, and what sort of inspiration did watchers like me provide? I've got to know.
A watcher can seek souls in the in-between, but more curiously, those souls can see them back.
So just for the sake of folks who don't know the Aora in this world's, this fantasy setting specific lore, the in-between refers to the shadow world that souls briefly wander after death on their way to the beyond. And the current world, the world of the mortals and the physical, I think is called the Here. It has been described as a hazy landscape, empty but for the glow of other souls, Ardra and Watchers. This is the space that Watchers peer into when they observe and speak to lost souls and soul fragments. Even the gods cannot reach it.
The mechanism within the Crucible attempts to replicate that signaling property, only without a mortal body that is susceptible to death or disease.
They were trying to create essentially a mechanical version of what a Watcher can do.
Every hunter chases Galawain in their own way. Mine was to have Galawain come to me.
This soul collection... So this place is one giant trap for the souls of those who lose at combat.
Do I hear an accusation in your words?
To be honest, option yes, no, say nothing. Yeah, no, I have to admit, I'm sick of all this Ingwithan ancient nonsense of trapping souls. You have any idea how much you all screwed up the entire world for millennia? Yeah.
To a hunter, or a god of hunting, the term trap is no pejorative. But yes, we designed the Crucible to capture the essence of those who met defeat here, and some of the power of the victorious.
You leeches.
It feeds off the living too?
It does not allow those energies gathered or expelled by the contenders to go to waste.
Jesus.
Within the Crucible, today's hunters may learn, firsthand and without coddling, the lessons that slew hunters of the past.
Oh, we've actually been allowed to go back to the same range of questioning, which is uncommon in these dialogue choices, so we'll take advantage of that. You use the name Galawain when others use Tuamawai. I'm very likely that she's Engwithan, but let's confirm it.
Tuamawai was a mythic figure among the ancient Tuana, a great three-headed monster, the greatest of all predators. We featured it prominently in our designs here on Kazuwari, in part to appease their overbearing king.
Interesting. I thought, like a lot of the lore in the main game, that it was literally the Deadfire version of Galawain. The Huana tribespeople have all the different various races of the world, especially smaller tribes and more far-flung places, have got their own versions of the gods, because the gods in this world were literally created. They were constructed, so they're universally known about and accepted. But they sometimes have different names and different versions. Mother Ngati is literally Ondra, and there's a few others that work like that. And I'd always took it that there's even been said that Tuamawai is basically Galawain, but no, apparently Tuamawai is completely mythical, and it just had some overlap, so they did it to make them happy. They used that overlap to make them happy. Classic sort of colonial use the religion method.
Over time, Galawain bent the figure to his purposes. He may have stolen its identity.
Ah, here we go.
But in doing so, he granted it a kind of godhood.
Okay, so Galawain himself was like, that's close enough to me, I'll adopt it.
So it is a god, but not a god. Twisted by gods into godhood? Captain, I have many questions.
Apparently, apart from the first bit, so it is a god but not a god, it was a myth twisted by gods into actual godhood. And there's your answer, Takehu. Takehu nurses the back of his head. This soul collection, is that somehow to blame for the island's oversized wildlife?
That this place also serves as an island of bounty proved an unintended but desirable outcome.
Okay.
You may have noticed that Kazuwari is overrun with beasts of unusual size. Animals touched by Galawain.
Yeah.
Such creatures were not of this island prior to the Crucible's construction.
So yeah, it's gone and like, there's basically like heaven steroids. It's like soul steroids going on. And then finally, so this place is one giant trap.
Do I hear an accusation in your words?
Say nothing.
To a hunter.
Okay.
But yes.
We already had that.
It does not allow the... Within the Crucible, today's hunters may learn firsthand.
Alright, let's discuss something else. The spirit looks up and down. Oh, now here we are. This is the same point where we got to with the other one. So, one, have others left their posting here, or is Wahamai's attempt the first? I'm the Slayer champion. He will listen to me. I will deal with Wahami. Solve this yourself. I'm not interested. I need to know more about this place. Have others left their posting here? Is Wahamai's attempt the first?
No. We were the first set to this task.
A slight frown mars her spiritual features. Ah, now because I've got very high insights, plus the party assist, it was good enough to notice. In a momentary expression, you catch a hint of profound loathing. Wahamai, it seems, is not the only face frustrated by the company he is forced to keep. So she hates being here as well, okay?
Always us three. I cannot imagine it any other way. It may not even be possible to leave, but Wahami will try.
Alright, I need to know more about this place.
This is no typical temple to Gallowayne. It was designed to advance our understanding of soul manipulation. Actually, the talents of the Watchers inspired aspects of its design.
So we've basically got 2 options left now because we're back into the various menu loops. So option 2, I'm the Slayer champion. He will listen to me. Option 3, I'll deal with Wahamai. I kind of prefer character-wise 3. I'll deal with Wahamai because it's open. I can use dialogue, I can use combat, I can use whatever else. But there's the fact I picked him. I picked his path. I am the Slayer champion. Is a unique option, which I kind of like. I'm the Slayer champion. He will listen to me.
I fear that your patron has moved beyond reason. But if anyone can command his respect, it is his chosen. Know that he lives up to his role as the slaying face. Be on your guard, Watcher.
Okay.
And good luck.
Whew, alright. Exeter, the Kith soul behind the Seeking Face, wants me to defeat Wahamai and restore the island's connection to the Beyond. Okay, that's 2 out of 3 of them. I'm assuming there's no one else left in this place. Except for the guy himself, Wahamai. Oh, bit more. Oh, violence. Blood. Okay. Is that him? Wahamai. Lion companion. Oh, we're at the end of the road. We're at the end of the road. We're at the end of the road. And it is close to midnight. Gonna drop one more save here and join the thrilling conclusion next Sunday of how we deal with Wahami and whether we fight, we talk, and what the end result is for the island of Kazuari. If you've been watching after the fact in a VOD, thank you so much. Those of you who are here right now, please stick around for the outro. I would greatly appreciate it. Cliffhanger!